it ticks me off that I've said all season, you don't know what you're going to get. Mayfield, there are two quarterbacks called Mayfield working for the Buccaneers. One of them doesn't know what team he's on, and he doesn't know what the uniforms look like, and that's what we got, at the end there. And
look, the Redskins are good.
Yeah, that you know what, I don't really watch football. I watch the Bucs in Miami, but that kid really put on a show today. He really did. I gotta say, kudos to them. I thought Bucky Irving for the Bucs was a good rookie pickup, but that kid for the Redskins, he did a great job. It was a great game, but it was just, that's what happens. That's what happens. You get a turnover, and that could just call the game. And I'm not saying, hey, look, they could have not turned it over right there and just turned it over on downs, and the same shit happened. But to watch them decide we're not going to just run it straight, or we're not going to throw a pass, which has been working throughout the entire game. We're going to do a jet sweep or a trick play or something, and they fuck it up. That hurt. And Kalijah Cansey, by God, man, that guy was he was hell on the field tonight. He was just kicking ass. And then the last moment in the clutch, he missed the rookie. And wow, that was something. I mean, as games go, that was a nail biter. That was a really good game. It just didn't go my way. And that's all. That's all.
Well, there were 4 bowling shoe ugly games, and then we finally got a contested one.
Yeah, I would be. I'll go ahead.
And I would say, it's funny how it was almost like the Bears didn't have a choice, because they kind of anointed Caleb Williams as the #1 pick.
Yeah,
because he'd won the Heisman the year before, but Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy the year after, and the Bears being I'm not saying that Caleb Williams isn't going to amount to anything, but there were red flags. There was the crying in his mommy's bosom after losing a game. There was the painted nails. There was the pink cell phones. But they told us that's what modern masculinity is Caleb Williams. Meanwhile, Jaden Daniels just kind of he went #2 to Washington, another franchise that has had their share of, how do I put this delicately, sucking. And here they are in the second round of the playoffs, and the Bears finished 5-11 and fired their coach mid-season, and still won 1 game after that. So good for the Redskins fan base. God knows they've suffered long enough.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said to Gail, because Gail was sitting right next to me, not giving a shit about any of it. But I said, on one hand, this is something because it's been a while. It's been a while for them. So there you go. But like I said, occasionally I'll throw on like the highlights of somebody else's game or something like that. I might watch Washington Redskins, and I am not going to call them the Commanders. And I might throw on somebody like I was a big Dallas Cowboy fan when I lived in Texas, and everybody was when Roger Staubach was well, I don't know. Some people were Pittsburgh fans back then because they had that line. But yeah, I'll watch those teams, the ones that I've liked as a kid and growing up. But otherwise, I don't know.
Well, Jay, you got to realize that a year and a half ago, thereabouts, we thought the country was going uber left, and that he was kind of like a hero for the left that doesn't believe in traditional masculinity. And again, like I said, Caleb Williams may have a great career, because I said it wouldn't be the first time that a guy where something looked like it was going to be a mistake that turns out not to be. Man, if you just go by 1 year, the Redskins are just sending the Bears organization fruit baskets on the daily.
Yeah. So I figured, what the heck? Let's do a sit down live stream. We'll do the Legion of Superheroes on Tuesday. Let's just chill out. I hate the name Commanders. They should have kept the logo and called themselves Washington Warriors. Yeah, that could have worked too. Or you know what, Redskins, because that's not the slur all these blue hair and twidiots think it is. It's ridiculous. These idiots think everything is a racial slur. It's amazing to me that so much is given to these people. Seriously. I don't know. But that's where I'm standing. As far as the other stuff, you guys have a topic or something, I'm all ears. I actually have read a couple of comic books, modern comic books and such, trying to just jump in, put my finger on the pulse again. Although I think I picked up one that I thought was a comic. I think it ended up being a trade paperback called Victory by Dynamite. And apparently it's attached to the Vampirella series. And I'm reading it. I'm going, it's all right. It's all right. And then the worst freaking, what do they call that? 4chan dialogue comes in. Well, we're this and we're not a couple. Like this one girl is fighting off demons. She's got a power ring that was Vampirella doesn't like her having. And she's fighting these demons, and this couple, this black girl and this white guy, come in, and they're like, should we jump in? Yes. And it's like, I am so-and-so, but we're not a couple. We are friends, and sometimes we're friends with benefits. Like, the fuck you talking about? Seriously. It was the most cringe dialogue that I've read in freaking forever. So I'm actually only 2 books in on this new journey into actually reading new books, though. I read something called From Dust to Dust or something like that. Have you read this?
No idea what that is.
Yeah, it's an independent comic book as well. Let me see what. Dust to Dust, and it's in sepia tone. And I was thinking, okay, it looks like a modern day Western. Let me read this. And it was 32 pages of boring. It was. We're moving out of town because it's the Depression. Okay, Jay, but how is it over at the well? Okay, and it's just this. I get world building, and I get you want to have characters and introduce the characters. But unless we're following the family that you abandoned on page 22, don't give them 22 pages. Because they give 22 pages of dialogue about how dry the farm is. And then they move on and they start introducing people in the town. And it's like, okay, you've got 10 pages worth of the people we're sticking with. And at this point, I'm bored and I'm just shutting it down. Yeah, those are the only 2. I finally caught up on Stranger Things and was cleaning and oiling some reels. Oh, for fishing. Okay, yeah, Stranger Things is pretty good.
Either that or he's going to show old movies.
I know, right? Let's see. White liberals know what's best for other races and cultures and everybody else. And they get, oh, by the way, I went off on somebody. And I know it's my frustration with the game. Yeah, I went off on somebody just now. Hold on. Let me share this out. Because and once again, I know what it was. I know I was just pissed off and I saw a comment. Let's see. New one. Batman, Teenage Mutant, the DCAU, and TMNT 12. Damn, my favorite series crossing over. Awesome. Let's see. There's no such thing as woke. It's fictional boogeyman assholes used as an excuse for racism, homophobia, and misogyny. I said horseshit. You cannot be this obtuse not to be able to see the difference between what was and what is, the difference between a strong female character or a woke girl boss, the difference between an interesting non-white character and a race-swapped reskin, and the quickness to call racism just shows through your ignorance and highlights your stupidity. I just was pissed. I'm just pissed at the situation today. So there you go. I had to go off. What you gonna do?
Well, you know, whoever that person was has to realize that the tides have shifted, and those views aren't just saying that isn't an end of argument card anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially
for years, but not anymore.
Especially after the fire. I mean, people are seeing how DEI fucking destroyed Los Angeles. And hello to MK. How you doing, sir?
Oh, hey, how you guys doing? All right.
Yeah. Well, man, you know, I'm a little bit irritated. This is me, by the way. This is me being upset about a game not going my way. Occasionally, we'll hear Eric go, "Ah, shit," or something like that, as something doesn't go his way. But I'm apparently throwing. I'm in a full blown tantrum right now. So,
well, I'm going to give you some cover. Sports for like when it comes to like Jay or LK or myself, sports are an everyday way of life.
Okay.
You know, you by your own admission would be a tourist at best.
Yeah.
So you come in on like the one thing that you care about, and it doesn't go your way in game one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that's it. You're probably going to be a little bit salty about it, but then, you know, at some point you go, "Oh yeah, but I didn't really watch a whole lot of it," and you know, then I go, "Yeah, then there'll be a new Bat cartoon or something, and you can just slide back into normalcy."
Yeah, it's going to be just that way too. Yes, I just, by the way, the background. I've decided to finally watch this cartoon you guys have been saying is so good. I did not watch the X-Men 97. I turned it on earlier today, watched the first episode, and I'm like, yeah, I could check this out. I finally read the 1980s Night Force issue 1 through 8 that I got from the auction. Good stuff, says Trusty. Never read it. How about you, Eric? Night Force?
Yeah. Hang on a second there. Wow, the Chiefs are the Saturday afternoon game.
Yep.
Ravens and Bills got Sunday night primetime. Lions got Saturday night primetime. Interesting. Of course, Saturday afternoon ratings will be huge, but still, I'm kind of surprised that that Mahomes didn't get straight up primetime. But man, what do I know? I'm sorry. What were you saying before I was distracted by sports?
Night Force.
Oh yeah. Excellent series. It was Marv Wolf and Gene Colan. It was their first full-time collaboration since the Tomb of Dracula series. And the first series lasted 14 issues. There was a revival a few years after that I don't even remember.
Yeah, I know there was one in the 2000s as well. It was very much reeking of we need to hold on to some rights. You know, it's just like
maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe it was farther down the road than I thought, but
yeah, it's just one of those things. Let's see. Ed Henry, I hear you. That pisses me off too. Also, the BS taunting penalties. Its competition is. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me read what I think that the dynamic kickoff sucks. So do I. Also, the fact that you cannot do an onside kick until the fourth quarter. Really? You have to announce it. It's sort of.
Yeah. They've tried so hard. They're trying to legislate violence out of the game. And it's so disingenuous because half the kickoffs weren't being returned anyway because they get to kick damn near from down their throats. Yeah, it used to be like when I first started watching football, I think they kicked off from the 20.
Yeah.
Because they wanted that. They wanted the excitement of the kick return. And okay, so all right, you think you still can return kickoffs, so the hits are still going to be there, and it doesn't change the fact that you got guys crushing each other on every ball thrown over the middle, or any play where a defender gets to the guy right before he goes out of bounds. It's open season, hit him as hard as you can. It's just an odd place to, and honestly, they tweak the rules every year. I wouldn't be surprised if that rule is one and done.
Well, I earlier this year there was the case of the quarterback who slid and he got hit. And I granted I saw the history of the guy who hit him, and this is what he does. But I've always thought if that quarterback goes past that line of scrimmage, open game.
Well, you really have to do it the way they do it, because the quarterback, this is a multi I can say multi till 12 o'clock billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
And the quarterbacks drive the bus. You can't
don't have them go past that line of scrimmage.
That's they've got that's a safety mechanism put in place. That's one I will agree with. Once you start your slide, now, like I said, if that guy hadn't had a history of violence, it's still going to be a penalty, and there might have even been a fine involved, but he wouldn't have been suspended probably. But this guy, that's what he does. He's the dirtiest player in the NFL. But I said you can't. I said the quarterback has every right to advance the ball. Now you got some quarterbacks that don't slide, and then they are treated just like a runner. But
and that's all I say is if you're going to act like a runner, if you're going to act like somebody who's not a quarterback, then you should be able to be treated like. I'm not talking about a dirty hit like that guy did, but I'm talking about. It seems like you're supposed to just okay. Could you please sit down now? Thank you.
No, okay, I'll put it this way. Now, any player, any runner can do that. It's just running backs and receivers aren't going to.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the quarterback is instrumental in every play on offense. But to me, it's no different than when a player runs out of bounds. You're basically giving yourself up. You're ending the play.
And also, but I also believe that if that quarterback is holding the ball in the backfield, open fucking game.
I totally agree with that.
The whole thing about you got to treat them with it's a pussification of the game. I'm sorry, but yeah, and the fact that somebody jumps and he's about to tackle the quarterback throws the ball, and now it's a freaking penalty.
That's usually based on the quarterback in question. And Joe Burrow's gotten his head taken off for 5 years.
Yeah,
and I'm still waiting to see him get one of those calls. There are other quarterbacks that right now it's like, you got help. There was a time when you couldn't get in the area code of Tom Brady without getting a penalty.
Yeah, I think that's horseshit. Just saying.
But I mean, but also it's a thing about the quarter. Okay. When you've got an open shot at the quarterback, you don't have to try to separate his head from his shoulders, because again, the league's going to come down on you like the wrath of Zeus, because I don't care if you're, TJ Watt, JJ Watt, pick a top, Aiden Hutchinson. You are not more important than the starting quarterback of a good team, because that is where, I said the league is, it's as close to bulletproof as it comes, but you want Mahomes out there, you want Burrow out there, you want Josh Allen, you want Jaden Daniels, you want Lamar Jackson, et cetera, et cetera. I said some teams fans can't name their own backup. I know who ours is, because he had to play for half the season when Burrow got knocked out for the year.
Okay.
But I said it's a judgment call, but it's very hard to teach these guys not to be violent when they're playing a violent sport.
Yeah,
it's always going to be a I hate to use the term slippery slope, but that's what it is.
And look, I am, as you said, a tourist. I watch the Buccaneers. I watch the Dolphins, and occasionally I'll pick up a game somewhere else. And it's only football. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch basketball. I used to play them all in high school and middle school. I was very good at baseball. I was okay at basketball. Football, I could run and I could catch that. So wherever they wanted to put me, I was A-okay. I never played on the teams, but we did a lot of scrimmaging and just, basically lot football. I was a pretty good athlete without actually doing that. I was on a baseball team. I was one of the only people who believed if your glove is here and the ball is here, jump for that shit. I hated my teammates who wouldn't do that, But
Henry, if they backed them up to the 20, then there wouldn't be a dynamic kickoff. So let's just do away with the dynamic kickoff. I think we solved that problem.
Yeah.
And it's, I said, back to the quarterbacks for a second. A team's goal with their backup, if they can afford it under the cap, is, God forbid anything happens to starter, you want a guy that can go 500. That's like best case scenario. Now, if you're in a tremendous system like Brady went down one year, Matt Moore played the majority of the season, and I think they went 11-5. I also think they got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs because once you get to January, everybody's 11-5. Now, again, you when you've got a full stadium, 30 to 40 million people watching, you don't want to see. I couldn't tell you the Ravens' backup quarterback. You want to see Lamar Jackson because he's dynamic as hell. You don't want to see the Bills backup. You don't want to see, Carson fucking Wentz, because that's who the Chiefs have if Mahomes goes down. And he, he's actually had NFL success. So, like I said, it's in everybody's best interest to keep the starters healthy. So that's why that slide rule is in effect. And Trevor Lawrence, or as I refer to him as that chick from Ozark,
Okay.
didn't play again this year. He got knocked out for the year.
Yeah. Don't run. I mean, I know the guy took a bad hit, but don't run the freaking ball if you can't take getting hit. There you go. But then again,
never going to happen.
But then again, I did get thrown across a freaking room by a guy as big as a linebacker, so I do understand that. Hey, One Slick, what's up? How's it going? I understand the pain that it could be in. I was actually surprised I wasn't hurt, but
because it's difficult to go helmet to helmet when you are completing a slide. Because that's why I don't give that guy any. I didn't mean to do it. Because he absolutely meant to do it because he's a thug.
Yeah.
And as he played the race and religion card right after that. We only had a problem with it because he was black and Muslim.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Just like that dumbass I read the comment on. Well, you just hit the racism. Fuck off. Fuck the fuck right on off. I'm sorry. And I'm feeling a little bit spicy tonight, guys. How do you do, fellow sports fans? Says Rhaegar. No, Jay, I don't think I could do him just okay. What are we talking about? I'm thinking you could do a spot on Bacinda voice. I have no idea who that is. Cowboys never had a hated rivalry with the Washington Redskins, says Jay, except for he didn't use the proper term. But yeah, there you go. I don't know. Anywho, like I said, I'm feeling a little bit just on edge. That's all.
If you're a traditional football fan, you think about, in the 70s and 80s, the two teams were Washington and Dallas. They won something like 8 Super Bowls between them. And, and Dallas obviously did it in the 90s, but neither team if I'm not mistaken, the Redskins got to a Super Bowl. I want to say no. I don't think either team, and maybe Trusty or Maranya can help me out here. I don't think either team has seen the Super Bowl in the 21st century.
Well, that's what they were talking about with the Redskins, that it was very much in that.
And they haven't won a playoff game in 19 years. Dallas has 5, Washington has 3, but if I'm, and I think Gibbs won them all. So yeah, it definitely, neither one of them have seen the Super Bowl, and I don't think Washington's going to see it this year either. But they, they're back. They're back on the map, so that's good for football because, as I said, you get some of the traditional powers back with the Lions, which their last championship, the team photo only exists in black and white. That'll because it was 1957.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do I remember the Pittsburgh Steelers being big in the 70s?
Because they won 4 Super Bowls.
Okay, you mentioned the Redskins, but I do remember the Steelers being a big deal. The whole Coca-Cola throw the jersey thing.
In the 70s, Dallas won 2, Miami won 1 or 2. The Steelers won. They went back-to-back twice with 2 years in between. So it was I want to say, oh God, I can't remember what years they were. Baseball, I could sit here and name you the World Series participants going back to the 40s and not miss one.
Wow.
Football, I don't have it. So, but yeah, but they were the dominant team, and then the Redskins, I believe, ascended in the 80s. But Dallas was still around, and then Dallas got real good again. I don't think Dallas won any in the 80s, but they won 3 out of 4 in the mid 90s, and they haven't been heard from since.
Okay.
Because I said Jerry Jones is a fantastic businessman, and he knows that Dallas is still going to get all the attention. And again, in Dallas's defense, no team plays more games on their schedule in non-traditional times on a yearly basis than Dallas. So that right there, that's a ham. That is it hampers you. 74, 75.
Yeah, Eric, I wanted to ask you. So, speaking of Dallas, because I hear people, there's something interesting. I hear people debate. What do you guys think of the 3 teams, the most popular team in the U.S., between the Cowboys, the Yankees, or the Dodgers? Because I hear those teams are the most hated, arguably.
That's not even. It's Dallas.
You think
Dallas
so?
Cowboys are the most popular franchise on planet Earth. Yes. Yeah. Well, for one thing, football is infinitely bigger than baseball now.
I definitely think it's a sport, but as far as individual teams, I might argue
it's definitely Dallas.
You think so?
Dallas moves the needle if they in this market, if they could get Dallas, if they could drag them to the finish line just once, because you could put 2 last place teams in the Super Bowl, they're going to get 98 million viewers. When the teams are more popular among the team, if they have players that can pass the Nana test, you know what that is?
The Nana test? Well, what is that?
If your Nana has heard of them.
Oh, the Nana. Okay.
Your Nana had heard of Michael Jordan. Your Nana has heard of LeBron James. Your Nana knows the Cowboys. Probably doesn't know the Lions. So that's they would probably break 120 if they could get Dallas in the Super Bowl. Right now, the college finals is ESPN's wet dream, because they're arguably the 2. Well, Ohio State is the biggest draw now, but they're also rapidly becoming the most hated team in the country, passing Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame's the team that everybody that doesn't have a team adopts. So are the Cowboys in the NFL. That's where all the casuals flock to. And you know,
Right.
in Ohio State and Notre Dame, that's going to get gargantuan ratings. But I said, if you could get Dallas into a Super Bowl, that's the same thing with like you're talking about teams that used to matter. You know, the Raiders at one time were as big as it got, and they got to a Super Bowl in 2002, got boat raced by Tampa Bay, and they, like I said, no one's heard from. They've been on a milk carton for 23 years.
Yeah, one thing that's a good strategy too for football that I think probably helps as well. This is just to be fair here. When you compare football to every other sport, their playoffs are single elimination. So naturally, I think that helps the ratings. Whereas baseball, basketball, and hockey, it's always a series. So it's kind of like, you know, I always curious about that. Like how come they don't play at least best 2 out of 3 in football? You know, because one and done seems like really. I don't know.
Because you'd be playing until April.
Right.
That's why, you know, it is easier to do in college with this system that they came up with the bowl championship series, the 12-team tournament that they just basically started earlier in the bowl season.
You mentioned Dallas being the most popular, and I think that is one of the big reasons, because I remember in the 70s there was, and the 80s, by the way, there was just a whole bunch about the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Like no other cheerleader troop got the attention the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, that kind of leads into my point about Jerry Jones. You know, he bought the team, brought in his buddy to coach it. You know, basically, you know, kicking 2 NFL legends in Tex Schramm and Tom Landry to the curb unceremoniously. And they were despised because they went 1-13 in the first season. That's how far back it was. There were 14-game seasons. Then they made the Herschel Walker trade and got really good. And basically, they won the 2 straight Super Bowls. Or they won 2 Super Bowls. Then Jerry and Jimmy had a falling out. And they brought in Barry Switzer, who won a 3rd. But Jerry Jones won't hire a GM. He won't give his coaches, you know, true authority, and that includes even Bill Parcells when he hired Parcells, which is why Parcells left a few years later. But the Dallas Cowboys are still the most valuable franchise. They get more headlines than everybody, and Jerry Jones is a showman. And his need to be in charge is greater than his need to win, which is unfortunate for his fan base, who in the early years thought it was always going to be like those 3 out of 4 years when they won. And they haven't, and this is going to be like the 29 or 30 years since they last won a Super Bowl. And that just would have seemed inconceivable even 20 years ago. You thought that, you know, it's the Dallas freaking Cowboys. But, you know, and I don't know what happens when Jerry, you know, goes off to see Dorothy and Toto, if his sons will run the team any differently. But if you're a Dallas fan, that's all. I mean, we kind of know what that's like in Cincinnati without the winning. We have an owner that functioned as a GM for decades. He's got help now, but yeah, like other teams, like the 2 teams that played tonight probably have 20 to 30 scouts on their staff. Bengals have 5.
Okay.
So that's, and Jay brought up North Dallas 40. If you haven't seen that movie, it's
I haven't seen that movie in decades.
Neither have I, and I need to see it again.
Yeah, I don't remember much about it. As a matter of fact, I think the word teen was attached to my age. So I don't remember much about it.
If I remember correctly, I think Mac Davis's role was based on Don Meredith.
Yeah, I do. I do also. I think it was around the time I was just watching sports movies, and that's about how long ago I watched Slapshot and stuff like that. There were just some movies I haven't seen in forever and a day from that era.
Yeah, I wonder if the Hanson brothers are still alive. You know, for years they made appearances at card shows and things like that. You know, Because is there a greater moment in any movie, not just sports movie period, when the one Hansen is skating down the side and he takes the stick and just, boom, 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 knocks all those guys in the head. That's I defy you to find him. What was the guy's name in Die Hard? Hans Gruber.
Yeah,
maybe his header, but other than that, I don't know that there is.
Yeah, I remember that part. I do remember that part, but I don't know. There are a lot of good sports movie scenes. But hockey, I don't know.
Whap, 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 whap.
That might actually be the thing, but he broke his fucking neck has to be up there as well. And it's broke his fucking neck, not shit himself, as the Adam Sandler went for.
Yeah. By the way, Maranya, Jaden Daniels, learn it. You'll be glad you did. That kid is for real.
Let's see. But yeah, okay. Great sports ball movie scenes. Longest Yard is one of my favorites, so I'm going to include that one. He broke his fucking. I think I broke his fucking neck. I just love that scene, by the way, in that one. What? I mean, we're not talking like Flubber wearing the shoes and bouncing through the basketball game or anything like that. Yeah. Different Flubber. MK, you would have seen the Robin Williams version. I'm talking Fred McMurray, but it's
you talk about the original one, right?
Yeah.
Crash telling the batter what Luke was going to throw.
Oh,
that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
How do you know I was going to? I told him.
Yep. That he's going to do the fastball again. Yeah, that was awesome. That is a great scene. That's actually one of I don't know. That might be my favorite baseball movie. Is Bull Durham.
Oh, I was gonna say Field of Dreams is a good movie too, but I don't think Eric saw that. Right? I was gonna say the part where
I don't know if Field of Dreams is. I mean, if Bull Durham is the best baseball movie I've ever seen, but it's better than any baseball movie I've ever seen. If that makes any sense, because that movie transcended baseball.
The best scene in that one to me is though when he's talking about how he can't motivate the players. He goes, scare them, they're kids, and he goes out, does that. They're lollygag. Well, you just lollygag around the first base, you lollygag the second, and what's that give us, Harold? Lollygagger, sir. I love that entire speech right there. That was so good with the coach going off on him. I only followed by listening to the guys in sports ball. Let's see. Sorry, I'm behind on some comments here. There are two good Steelers TV movies fighting back and the Steelers and Pittsburgh Kid. One of them was the Dan Urich, right? The guy with the blown off toes. He was like a fullback or something. I don't remember who.
Oh, Rocky Blyer.
Yeah.
Didn't it something happen to him in Nam?
Yeah, he got his toes blown off, and he ended up being, I think it was a fullback. It was a long time ago, guys.
He's still alive.
Let's see. I'm pretty solid to the right, and even I was like, y'all need to drop that candidate and call it what? Are y'all talking about? Rhaegar. Speaking of Herschel Walker, that is one political season I'm glad is over. They kept trying to push that guy as a good Senate candidate, and a lot of Republicans embarrassed themselves.
You still would have been better than Warnock.
Oh, okay. Rhaegar is mentioning that The Sandlot is a great baseball movie, and I think The Sandlot really captures what it's like to play that kind of baseball. I played baseball for a team, and I played Sandlot baseball. We went to the schools. If they're not using their fields, we were going to, but it was very much like 3 or 4 people it was their turn to bat versus the outfield, and it was very much like that. Everybody got their turn at bat, and we weren't keeping score. It was just, we wanted to pitch, we wanted to throw, we wanted to catch, and it was all about playing. And I think the Sandlot is very good about capturing the passion that kids, especially boys, have playing team sports, even if it is not on an official team. As a matter of fact, we liked doing what we did. One day, one of our friends' dad comes in, and it was the worst day. Anytime he would show up, we didn't want to play because he would try to make it into something serious. And he actually got mad when his kid wasn't doing well. That wasn't the point of it. I mean, we wanted to do well, obviously. But when the adults start going, nah, you need to run over here, you need to do this, you need to, just shut up. That wasn't what. Let's see. What was the other one where the guy had the really fast pitch, like 95 miles an hour throw or something? Nolan Ryan?
No, it was Major League. Charlie Sheen's character.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that movie.
Now that's a fun movie.
Just a bit outside. That's the line I always remember.
Yeah, I said that. I mean, obviously, that's funnier than the other movies that may have been mentioned, but it's I don't know. I'm trying to. By the time I get done attaching caveats to all these movies, there won't be any baseball movies left other than 8 Men Out,
which is fucking fantastic, by the way.
It's arguably it was a made-for-TV movie, but Brian's song that was a tearjerker. That for anybody that needs to have their memory refreshed, there was a running back for the Bears named Brian Piccolo, who I believe had either leukemia or some form of cancer, and the movie basically shows him going from the picture of health to his health deteriorating and finally him dying. And he and Gail Sayers, even though they were competing for the same job, became best friends. And it was, I said, in the movie, Billy D. Williams played Gail Sayers and James Caan played Brian Piccolo. But I said I remember that. Hell, I had a Brian Piccolo card from the 1969 Topps set, and then it was weird because, like I said, that same year, this is weird. They only put 7 Bengals on cards that year, and one of the Bengals died of a disease before the season started.
Wow.
Guy named Frank Bunkum. He played for the Chiefs in the old AFL. But and then I said Brian Piccolo. So I mean that's just kind of eerie that two people that, because the sets weren't that big, for two people out of like a 260 card set to have died of illness, in basically in their early to mid 20s. And actually Bunkum might have been late 20s by then, but you get the point. But he didn't get a movie.
There was another movie called Bang the Drums Slowly. I think it was a sad baseball movie, but I'm not sure what. I don't know if you guys ever saw that one. About a catcher.
Wasn't that Robert De Niro?
I think so.
I don't think I've seen that one. Let's see. Players I've seen live: Tony Dorsett, Randy Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith. I never really met any sports people myself. Reggie White, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Brett Favre. Hello, Patrick. What's up? Angels in the outfield. It could happen. You never know. Barry Sanders, and that's just a few off the top of my head, says Jay.
I mentioned Angels in the outfield. Are you talking about the 1951 movie?
No. He's talking about probably the 1990s remake
with
Christopher Lloyd and Tony Danza, I think, was in it.
About Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears. That I was a kid when that came out, so that was something. That, by the way, the way
a remake of that.
The way Walter Matthau starts with how grumpy he is towards the kids and everything, that is exactly what I was talking about. How the adults could come in and mess up the game for the kids that were just enjoying it. But there are, you're mentioning game. Obviously, I mentioned Bull Durham's probably my favorite baseball movie. Field of Dreams is it's about the love of baseball. It's not about baseball, but it's about the love of baseball. I think Bull Durham is actually a movie about the game of baseball. Football is they got some good ones, but the ones I keep going back to, I love the Longest Yard, which I mentioned a couple of times. And there's a game called Necessary Roughness, which it came out in like 1990, bombed, but I've been watching it since. I'm a Scott Bakula fan. I watched it. It's pretty good. Kathy Ireland's in it. And The Replacements. I really like The Replacements. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's Keanu Reeves. It's a lot of fun. It's basically about scab football, you know, when the players go on strike.
I thought you were. I was gonna say I never saw The Replacements because I didn't want to spend my money on a ticket and have Paul Westerberg be so drunk that the band couldn't function. But you're talking about a different Replacements,
right? Completely different. Yes.
Oh yeah, he was in another baseball movie, Keanu Reeves, called Hardball with Diane Lane.
Yeah, it's basically the baseball version of the Mighty Ducks. The rich guy does something.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
The rich guy does something wrong, so he has to go to the inner city and teach that team how to play baseball. Radio was a good one, says Dark Admiral. Bench warmers, dude. I love the.
Hang on a second, Patrick. Are you talking about Remember the Titans? Because Clash of the Titans, I believe, was mythology, right?
Yeah, Clash of the Titans was Ray Harryhausen.
Remember the Titans in the movie. The game was a nail biter, but in real life, it was something like 42-3. But that wouldn't have made for a compelling, cinema.
Let's see, what was that Mark Wahlberg movie? A regular guy joining the Eagles. Wasn't like Perfect. It's Perfect or something like that.
Remember the movie where God, I forgot his name. Dennis Quaid played him in the movie. It's about the guy,
the rookie.
The rookie. Now, through the magic of Hollywood, Jim Morris, who probably still couldn't have got laid with his major league salary, morphs into Dennis Quaid.
Well, yeah, that's how it happens,
the magic
right?
of Hollywood. But yeah, that was pretty impressive what that guy did pull off. But
and what was it? Shazam, the guy who played Shazam played Kurt Warner in a movie as well.
Oh, yeah. Do you know the story behind Kurt Warner?
I do not. I haven't even seen the Shazam movie with him in it.
Well, he was no longer in football. He was literally bagging groceries. Ended up getting a tryout with the Rams. And to be Trent Green's backup, Trent Green gets hurt, I think, in the last preseason game, and so obviously the Rams season's over, and Warner leads them to a Super Bowl championship. Huh. I mean, you couldn't have sold that script.
I mean, I knew Kurt Warner was a famous quarterback, but no, I didn't know the story behind it and all that.
He took another team to this. He took the Cardinals to the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, the only time they've ever been that they've ever gotten there. They got very hot late in the season. They were 9-7 and went through the playoffs and then lost to the Steelers. But never tell you, like I said, I think the best part about Bull Durham, which why I think I of all the movies we've talked about, I've got to give it a little bit of an edge because it's a study of one guy who would give anything to have had the talent that the other guy is hell-bent on squandering.
Yeah.
And just the difference between the two and basically he sees something in this kid that's salvageable and does it. And you're talking about great scenes. The cliche-filled interview at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Gosh, I want to watch that movie now. I really do.
He was in another baseball movie too. Kevin Costner, I think, for the love of the game.
Oh, that is a guilty
game.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine that I feel no guilt about. The whole thing. The one thing that gets me in movies is shows of loyalty. And when he he's thinking about the relationship, he's breaking up and everything. And it's basically the whole movie and For Love of the Game is him on the mound pitching while he's going through this whole relationship and the fact that it's falling apart and all that kind of stuff. And he's in his own head and he doesn't realize he's pitching a no-hitter. He's just one after the other. And there's a scene where he pitches and they get a hit, or at least the batter connects, and it kind of gets him out of his own head. And he's like, has anybody been on base? And oh goodness, John C. Reilly is his catcher. And he says, no, you've been awesome. And he basically, you know, he talks about, I'm tired, my arm, blah, blah, blah. And he says, don't worry, we're going to be awesome for you today. And that bit, it was like, oh, right there, man, right there. That is awesome. Me and Gail, we love stupid comedies. Bench Warmers stars the dude from Napoleon Dynamite, David Spade, and oh goodness gracious, his Filipino comedian that's been going off around being a Republican, a conservative. God dang, Rob Schneider. It is funny as anything. It really is a lot of fun. It's basically about these kids that get bullied. So they decide to, these three adults decide to take on little league teams by themselves. It's a really stupid premise, and it is a really stupid movie that's funny as hell. Let's see, Rudy. I liked it enough. I did not think it deserved. I mean, it's got cult status at the very least. The program is okay. Necessary Roughness was filmed in my neck of the woods in Denton, Texas, says Jay. It's a good film. I like it. That has one of those scenes as well at the end of the thing that he's got a center who's this big Samoan guy. And they have been tying. They haven't won a game. And so they decide instead of kicking a field goal, tying the game, they're going to try to win. And, you know, it's the last scene. And as they're going into the whole, as they finish the huddle, the center goes to him and he says, I promise you, nobody will touch you today. And you get the play, and you see the big linebacker going after him. And at the end, you see, you know, as he's about to hit him, the center comes in and crushes him. It's just really funny. Yeah, Sinbad was in Necessary Roughness. Let's see what else we got. I met some basketball players for the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat, but didn't know who they were back around 1999, 2001. They came to pick up family members. I remember seeing Shaq at the Red Lobster. I mean, when he was playing for the Magic, and you would just see Magic players all over the place. But
speaking of Shaq, did you see the video someone posted? Yeah, Shaq. He's like, you know, berating this little guy. And then you just like see some, yeah, he like feels somebody's presence, turns around, and has to look up at Florida's 7'9" freshman.
Wow.
Yeah,
7'9". Wow.
7'9". I had no idea. I don't even know. I don't know if he's even playing, but because I've seen Florida play a couple times. I don't remember seeing a 7'9" guy, but and then of course Shaq hands. I mean, guy's a twig. You know, Shaq could crush him like a grape, but it's still when he has to look up at somebody. By the way, Ash, I'm not typing tonight, but hey, how's it going? Just picture, you know, AS and 1,000 H's.
Yeah, usually that tall, there's like physical things wrong with people. They can't move as
yeah, he look. I mean, I don't know if it was. I think he had an American name, so I don't think he was from, you know, one of the Anias, where all the 7'9" guys seem to come from. He was a white dude, so yeah, it's. But yeah, it's. And I know I've asked this for you. Did you ever get to see that championship season?
That championship season?
Andre the Giant was nowhere near 7'9", by the way. He was closer to like 7 foot.
No, that's the basketball game, right? The basketball movie?
Well, it's the one that's set 20 years after the team won the state championship, and Robert Mitchum plays their coach, and they all get together. The one black player isn't there because I think something's happened to him. That's my favorite sports movie that doesn't involve an actual game being played.
Okay. Oh, speaking of, I know they play the game eventually, but The Natural.
Yeah. Do you know who that
Fantastic.
movie was loosely based on?
No.
A guy named Eddie Waitkus, who wasn't much of a player. I mean, they Hollywooded the hell out of the whole thing, but he did get stalked by an obsessive fan who tried to kill him.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he wasn't much of a player.
One of the things that makes Rob Schneider the guy to go to for a lot of the Happy Madison stuff is he is Filipino. I think he's half Filipino actually, but he's got that look where he can be almost anything. It's like for a while people were saying The Rock had the same look, like, yeah, we could tell you're not white, but you don't look black, so what are you? Blah blah blah. You know. Yeah, he is Filipino. He might be half Jewish. I don't know. Also, somebody brought up A League of Their Own, and I love that film since I first saw it. I'm big onto that film. I watched that a lot back in the day.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend it. I did see some of the TV show. A lot of people had problems because they thought it was woke because they made them lesbians. Like, they're female baseball players. I'm pretty sure.
and weren't most of the men off fighting?
Yeah. Well, that was the whole point.
Yeah, and just saying.
That was the whole point, was that the men were at war and they wanted to keep baseball going, so they got a women's league together. And it amazed me how many people were bothered because they, in the first movie, in the Penny Marshall movie from the 1990s with Tom Hanks, they don't mention lesbianism at all. You know, everybody's got husbands back at home and all that kind of stuff. And I was, even then, I'm like, wait, aren't like female? I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Lesbians are softball players at the very least. So when they made the TV show and they mentioned, well, there's a lot of lesbianism in there, I was like, okay, so they decided to do it realistically. And people were fucking pissed at this show. I'm like, are you kidding me? It wasn't great, don't get me wrong, but it amazed me how many people were just unaccepting the fact that a whole bunch of female baseball players were lesbians. I don't know, maybe it's because it took place in the 40s.
I don't want to rile Maranya up, but why assume the female athletes are the L word? I'll give you 4 letters. WNBA.
Yeah.
Where the one place where your boy Zach, statistically improbable amount of there are more lesbians in the WNBA than in the DC comics. And that's about 50% at DC. So God, I was going to say something about it. But
the movie, the Penny Marshall movie is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
Oh yeah, good movie. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were. There were, Joe. You just couldn't advertise it.
What was that movie with? It was a good football movie. Well, I don't know if football. They had football. You know, it's a big. It had Sandra Bullock in it, and she's like coaching this black guy who's slow.
The Blind Side.
Oh yeah, that's it. The Blind Side. Yeah.
One where she takes care of the. Talk about white savior movies. That is definitely one. I remember what was his name? Strahan.
Michael Strahan.
When the movie came out, he was all about, yes, this is the true story. Go see the movie. And then when it's all said and done, he's like, oh, that was lying shit. And I was like, so this is what I'm getting from you here, Michael. When the movie was out, you wanted the royalties because it was your story, and then when it's done, you're like, yeah, that was all bullshit.
That's not his. No, that wasn't Michael Strahan.
That was okay. Whomever it was.
No, and honestly, I'm thinking that, yeah, like kind of like what you said. He was once the royalties wore off and stuff like that. He wanted to, fame is addictive.
Yeah,
he was no longer on anybody's mind. So it's sort of like the Nirvana Nevermind cover kid.
Yeah,
who now that you don't get royalties from selling music because no one buys it, he sued for like emotional distress and made a complete, idiot out of himself.
Yeah, nobody knew who that guy was.
Right.
Yeah, he had to stand up and say, "That's my little penis on that cover," because nobody knows nor gives a shit.
One of my favorite stories. We had just expanded to 6 record stores when that came out, and they sent out giant promotional, posters of that album cover. And my brother's, soon to be brother-in-law was running one of the stores for him. Slaps that up in the window for everybody to see, including Phil's future mother-in-law, who absolutely went crackers when she saw it. Phil says that's probably the only time, because, like, of course, her son goes, Phil made me do it. Phil made me do it. So she unloaded on Phil. Phil said, that's probably the most she ever yelled at me in all the years I knew her. She was a great lady, but God, she was just, she was not a Puritan, but just very pure. And that did not sit well with her at all.
Was she the type of Christian lady that smoked like a chimney? But
no, her vice, God help us all, was her camera. They literally had a room in the house that was floor to ceiling of undeveloped rolls, because this was obviously back before everybody's phone had them, and that's it. She lived to take pictures.
My grandmother, by the way, not on my mother's side, was very much one of those Christians that didn't mind doing the sin, but didn't want people to know. So, like, if somebody came over, she would be spraying to hide the cigarette smoke, and let's make sure that the HBO is on a kid's film or something like that. It was a little bit.
Oh, this girl that I grew up in the same neighborhood as me. She married rich, moved to this town called Fort Thomas, where all the rich people lived, and said they were so phony over there that they would go to the next town over to buy cigarettes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so it's
oh wow.
But no, and just in case anybody was wondering, that my brother's mother-in-law, her daughters all have that same affliction. So we finally outlast all the parents, and the family function still becomes group photos.
Right.
So some things are just inescapable in life.
I gotta tell you, I think I don't really use my phone a lot. I just decided I don't like to have one anymore. I think it was because when I was doing the Disney Channel, I had the camera up, and I was always looking at everything through the lens, so it's time to put that shit down and just enjoy the moment. Gail now, I see her like this because she's always doing her game or looking at something. I don't want that anymore. Let's see. Engleton, Eric, who do you have for tomorrow night's game, Rams or Vikings? As I said before, I am a Bucs fan. I no longer have a dog in the hunt, so I like Rams outfit. It looks like Wolverine, as it was mentioned in the movie. Yeah, I seriously don't care. But how about you, Eric?
I think now that the game's been moved, I think I liked Minnesota before. Now I'm pretty sure that it will be Minnesota. All
right. I in all honesty, I like the sports movies better than I do the football, but I watch the Bucs. I am very much that guy who I take it serious. If they win, they lose, or in this case, if Mayfield says, you know what, guys, we don't need the playoffs. We've done it just a couple of years ago. Here, take it. There you go. All right. But yeah, I'd go Rams just because I like their outfits better. That's it. Yeah, there you are. I like the blue one versus the purple. Okay. Although purple's more my favorite color. How about you, RDV? What is a favorite sports movie of yours?
Well, I was gonna say, I'm glad that you're a fellow Bucs fan. You know, too bad they lost today. Yeah, the Knicks.
Yeah, I saw the game. That was what led to
Knicks,
all this.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, the Knicks beat them.
So what?
The Knicks, New York Knicks.
Oh man, Bucks were losing everywhere today, huh?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They shut down Giannis.
140 to 106.
What?
Yeah.
God, you see some unbelievable blowouts in the NBA now.
But there's hope, though. We can beat the Kings on Tuesday.
But Bucks are still pretty good. But it's amazing how. Let me guess. Giannis wasn't playing load management.
Probably not. I didn't watch all of it. So, but Jalen Brunson scored 44 points in the Knicks. So.
Yeah, I watched most of it, and then I went to eat. Something happened at the end of that game where somebody from the other team kicked the ball into the seats or something, or like what was that? Did you see that? You put one of you posted it. I don't know if it was RDV or it might have been Jay.
If it's anything that was a sports bowl today, it was Jay. He's the only one in sports bowl talks, other than Eric sometimes.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, I'll talk sometimes depending on what the sport team is, but one of the guys, I think he just punted the ball into the seats in the Knick game, like right at the end of the game. It's funny.
Have less than zero interest in the basketball. I'm sorry, man. Is Larry Bird still playing? That's the last guy I really paid attention to.
About hockey.
That's kind of how I feel about football games that are played in the comfort of these nice warm states.
Yeah. Frankly, I think the northern states should be played in bowls and
ice bowls.
Stadiums.
That's what I want.
There shouldn't be anything that's if you're up north, you got to build a stadium.
If you're not freezing your ass off, play
a covered stadium. Yeah.
I like it though when there's so much snow on the ground and they're playing. It's great.
Oh, as they showed an advanced forecast, there's a chance of snow in Buffalo next Saturday.
Sweet.
Or whatever day it is they're playing. I lost track. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Texans Chiefs Saturday 4:30. And okay, Lions for 8 p.m. Saturday. Yeah, I guess it's Sunday evening. There's a chance for snow in Buffalo.
It's a ladies' night in Buffalo.
I mean, if you're not willing to sit in like 15-degree weather next to a bunch of other guys who don't have their shirts on, they're drunk and they're just cheering, they allowing.
Nope.
You're not really a sports fan.
Nope. I said, as someone who passed up a free ticket to the Freezer Bowl, nope. Even at 19, I knew better.
Yeah, that it does seem ridiculous.
Dude, I don't have to go. I've been up north when it gets cold like this, and I'm like, and just be in the car, you're freezing.
Well, try to imagine what it'd be like. Okay, if you're the Bengals, you played the week before at home. It was 52 degrees. One week later, it's 9 below with 50-mile-an-hour winds for a wind chill of 59 below. So that's over 100-degree temperature.
So
you know where the Chargers were the week before?
Los Angeles,
Miami.
Yeah,
which is what I'm saying. The North should actually all have covered domes. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
So the southern states should have snow and freezing temperatures.
Everybody can play it. Everybody can play in warm, but if you are used to a tropical climate, there's a definite weather advantage.
Well, okay, yes and no, because most teams, Miami, half the players on Miami played in these big beef cold conferences. And you still have to go to some places that aren't exactly, climate controlled, whether it's, Green Bay or I think Minnesota plays outdoors now, which that I yeah, for the life of me, I don't know why they went from a dome to outdoors, but
Like
hasn't helped them.
Tomorrow night's wind chill is -15.
Where you are?
Yeah, where I am.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard it's gonna get down.
But guess what though? There's no snow. Like I said, this is like my perfect winter. No snow, but I'll take the cold weather. Cold weather doesn't bother me.
Well,
It's when you have to go out and get the snow out there, and you got to
Not anymore, Jay. They moved to an outdoor facility several years ago. I know that because they in a playoff game, their kicker missed a 22-yard field goal.
Yep.
No.
Hey, Eric, I got Eric. I want to ask. So I got one for you. So in professional baseball, there's one team that still has a dome. Which team is it? Do you know?
I'm sorry.
In professional baseball, there's still one team that still has like a dome where you can't. It's not retractable. It's always indoors. You know which team it is?
Did the Astros get rid of their dome?
Yeah, they blew that up years ago.
Oh,
Was it
wow.
New York Giants?
What was it? Tampa Bay until the roof blew off.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's the right answer. That's what I was trying to think of. I know he said he didn't really follow baseball, but because it's Tampa.
I did. I'm amazed. I just learned that the Astro Dome isn't around anymore.
Hey, guess what, MK? They did retract the roof.
Yeah. I should have said pre-storm, but yeah. I wonder what they're going to do with that because I heard they're going to play in the Yankee complex temporarily or something. The minor league.
You know, if they were smart, they would use this as an excuse to move the franchise to a city that actually wants them.
So, I remember, was it right around when Farr was leaving, or the Vikings is done? Didn't they build a new stadium with help of Scott Walker in Minnesota?
I don't know.
I remember them getting an actual good stadium that they could actually play indoors. The actual Viking stadium. They were building it, a new one.
Yeah, but they got rid of the Metrodome and they built new outdoor facilities. Was it Target Field for baseball and or there for football and
yeah. Yeah, one thing I heard about was the Metrodome with the Twins and the Vikings played. Is that those games got really loud? People used to say because of the way the dome was or something.
Oh, the Astrodome's still standing?
Huntington Bank Stadium is the Golden Gophers.
Wow, I thought they imploded the Astrodome.
The Seattle Stadium they destroyed, right? When the Mariners used to play, like way back. I mean, like didn't they destroy that? They blew it up.
I don't know.
I think they did.
Says though the retractable roof was under consideration, it was deemed too expensive. Instead, a permanent dome of 11,000 tons of structural steel was designed. That was a U.S. Bank stadium.
Go figure. Let's see. Astrodome still there. It's a landmark. They can't tear it down, says Jay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Vikings still have a closed stadium dome.
Yeah.
Go figure. You guys are getting a little inside baseball for my knowledge of sports here.
Baseball. It's called just Google shit.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is even the discussions and such have gone beyond my particular.
Well, here's this thing. You title this sports ball. They're going to talk sports ball.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm mentioning it. It's just
I know. It's like,
yeah, I was better with the sports movies than I am actually with the.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a chance to. I'm going to give VENKMAN a chance to steer back into something that you guys all know. I'm heading out. I didn't sleep much last night, and I'm going to try to change that tonight. So,
all right.
I'm going to sign off here. You kids have a good rest of the stream.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You have a good night. Take care.
Right. See you guys.
Once again, on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, that's when we're going to be picking up the comic covers again. We're going to be doing Legion. It's just I had to watch the playoffs or the wild card anyway with the Bucs, and I saw it was going to go over, so I was like, okay, let's watch this, and it was a nail biter. It really was. Right up until the moment my team.
Yeah.
I saw that my team was going to lose about 20 minutes before the end.
I know. Trusty was talking about. He's like, oh, the Bucs game is like. He's like, yeah, he is keeping tabs on it because we were recording offline and we were like, well, we got just in time from like it's like 9:20, like or 10:20 Eastern. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, then he still watched the end of the Bucs game. That's gonna be wild.
Yeah. Well, everything happened the way it happened, and I told Gail, I said, if I were the Washington coach, I would tell him to do a couple of passes, mostly runs, break down the clock until you only got about 3 seconds to kick a football or kick a field goal, and that's exactly what they did, and the Bucs couldn't stop them. Go figure. What got me. One, of course, was Mayfield's fumble, which gave them the touchdown to tie the game. And the other one was Kalijah Cansey, yes, had been a fucking beast when it came to sacking the quarterback, interrupting passes. He just was a beast all throughout the entire game. And in the clutch at the last minute where he needed to do it one more time, it just failed, and I was like, yeah, that's it. They lost. So what you going to do? You're going to get online, you're going to complain about it and talk about sports movies and such like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like your tax dollars are going towards it.
No, not at all. Not my tax dollars anymore.
Yeah, it gets frustrating when your teams lose and you really want them to win. Yeah. I was gonna ask Speed. This is talk baseball, football, sports in general. You mentioned the two movies before. Which one did you enjoy more? When you mentioned we're talking sport movies. Which one did you guys like more, the Rookie or the Sandlot? Sort of like kid baseball movies. Because I always hear both of them like talking about.
I brought up
Sandlot. Sandlot over the Rookie.
I only have two favorite sports movies.
Go ahead.
That's Invincible with Mark Wahlberg, and then Rudy. Other than that, I really don't watch sports movies. You know, I've seen them. But they're like, it's not like, oh my gosh, it's a new sports movie, I gotta go watch it. I'm like not into that. Like when they came out, it was kind of like, oh, okay, I'll watch Field of Dreams. I have no idea what the heck. I'm like, oh, it's a sports movie. I had no idea. It's because I never watched trailers back in the day. You know, everything I got was from Blockbuster. I wasn't going to the theater and be like, coming to the theater near you. You know, I didn't watch trailers. You know,
I actually rented. They actually had VCR tapes that were just filled with movie trailers. So it would be like coming in April or May or something like that, and you could rent them, and all it was movie trailers. I would get that. I would actually watch that.
The only time I saw any trailers is like what's now on FYE, whatever, like, you know, because I'd watch like the old Fleischer Superman stuff, like whatever new that company's putting out, like, but I never really saw trailers for like stuff that was in theaters because I wasn't paying attention to that. I was like in my mid to late teens. I was middle school. I was like, I ain't worried about it.
You like what you like, you know. As far as the movies that you did mention, The Rookie versus Sandlot every day. The Rookie was that was the one with the kid who broke his arm and it became.
Yeah, he had like super arm. Yeah.
That was more fantasy. Sandlot, as I was talking earlier. True. It was very much. It really did show the passion and the love that kids have for sports.
Ray, Gary, if you're gonna quote me, get rid of the L.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of miss one thing about the old trailers too. The voiceover, which it's kind of been gone for years now. You know. Yeah,
that the movie trailer guy makes fun of in a world.
Yeah.
By the way, he died actually.
Yeah, Don Fontaine. Yeah.
And they did a movie based on who was going to be replacing him. So they had a lot of different voice actors.
Did they ask Mike Barron?
I don't remember it very much. I remember a couple of actors that showed up, but they did the whole thing in a world, just
in a world. Yeah. My friends used to tease me. My friends used to be like, yo, audition, you got to be the new movie guy, man.
That is actually, by the way, that's the title of the movie.
In a world.
In a world,
so,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So if you check that out, it's a movie about replacing the movie guy.
In a world where sports ball comics does not exist, They're two separate entities.
In a world.
One man dares to bring them together.
You remember the movie The Water Boy?
Oh yeah, Adam Sandler.
The most thing I remember that movie was the other guy, what was it, Schneider, where he's like, "You can do it," you know.
I read an interview with Rob Schneider because they brought that up, and he says, he says Adam Sandler gave me a call, and he says, "I want you to come out here and do a part. It's only one line, but everybody's going to be saying this to you for the rest of your life."
Yeah, and watch a video.
Yeah, he said
he tells that story in the stand-up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy.
Spoiler alert, it ain't coming back. What is it? The movie trailer narrated gig is gone forever. You know what I don't like? I get it. It's YouTube's thing where you have to have an opening. I don't like doing those, but you have to have an opening. Then you'd go to the video. I don't like movie trailers going, the trailer for Spider-Man starts now. You could have just started the fucking trailer. You know, wasted 6 seconds of my life. Keep going to it.
That's what I feel about like the AMC thing. Like, I'm like, just get to the movie. Come on, skip it.
Oh, now it's Nicole Kidman comes on. When you go to the movies, it's like being just get to the fucking thing already. If I wanted to watch. If I wanted to see somebody with so much plastic in their face, I'd go and check out one of those Tokyo sex dolls.
It's time to sit back and relax, silence your cell phones. I'm like, no one's doing it.
I know, right? Everyone just sets it to vibrate, you know, they text messages throughout the movie, you know, whatever. You know.
I actually do turn off my cell phone to make sure that I.
When I got my new iPhone, I had no idea how to turn it off. So I was like, oh, just put it in my pocket.
Well, for me, it's more of a case where I am about to watch a movie and I don't want anybody to be able to get a hold of me. That's it.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's good too.
That's why I watch movies by myself, so no one bothers me.
Well, how about speaking?
I love Tuesday afternoons at the movies. Yes.
How about that other ridiculous thing too that they do now, where they'll do. They don't do it for every movie. They do it for like they did it with Superman. I think if the movie's big, they'll release a teaser for the trailer, like a teaser trailer for the trailer.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like, what's the point of that? Like, I don't know.
If they show one scene of the film, that's a teaser. That's the rule. You know, that's what a fucking teaser is. If they show even one scene, or
hold on. I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna be like that guy who just cries at everything.
What?
Oh my gosh! Oh, it's crypto!
Oh yeah, the overreaction movie react guy.
Yeah,
it's on every YouTube for. Yeah. Oh, I'm reacting to. Oh, this is my favorite react video though.
Somebody actually thinks it's told me online. They said that it's a real thing the guy does. It's like it's not fake whatsoever. The guy is just that moved by everything.
I know, right?
I'm like, what is he on?
He's basically Brendan Fraser in that movie with the devil, where it's like I want to be the most sensitive man in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, the sunshine. Yeah. But this is my favorite reaction video. We're now going to react, ladies and gentlemen, to this video by Matt Walsh.
Oh my gosh, Matt Walsh needs to leave the reviews of movies and video games alone.
Yeah, he has no sense of.
If it's all an act, that's engagement farming. That's all it is, and that's shallow.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But those are, I'm like, how are you not shut down? If you're doing a reaction video and all it is you watching another person's video, it amazes me that there's some popular people. There's this girl named Sniper Wolf or something that does that. And then, and then there's a blonde guy who literally watching a video left. The video's still playing and he just leaves the room. You're not.
Here's what you do. You react to someone to react to someone else.
Yeah, that would be fun. React to the reaction of the reaction. Yeah.
Good idea. Well, one thing I like that people do like that, you know, from reactors that are more genuine. The people that watch their early videos and then they kind of feel embarrassed by it, like, oh my god, I used to do this, I used to do that. That's so horrible. Those are kind of funny.
Sir,
I would be willing to do that.
Fire up the hurricane stream.
Oh, I still have that too. Yeah.
Can we react to the hot dog stream?
The hot dog stream?
Yeah. Hot dog vendor at Walmart.
Hot dog vendor at Walmart. I don't remember that. That was one of mine?
Yeah, yeah. And you started whistling because that guy wouldn't let you talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could do a reaction to that.
Great
I
hot
don't
dog
mind.
Debate.
Yeah, the big hot dog. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Matt Walsh is.
You know what I should start doing? I should start reacting to your auction videos.
Go right on ahead.
It's like a golf commentary. Now we watch him as he struggles.
Dude. Okay, here's what I want you to do, just for fun, and only the people watching this will know about it. I want you to do a video where you're reacting to my video. All you got to do is record about 30 seconds, maybe a minute of you just sitting there quiet. And then just loop that for the length of whatever video you're recording. Put that on your channel. You got my blessing. I want to see if it gets any views for you.
Hey, you never know.
All I do insist on is that you tag me in it.
I don't have big enough boobs to get that reaction from a lot of people.
Oh no, guys do it too. But yeah, that's I was watching this one video was talking about these reactors, and that's why this person Sniper Wolf came up. Annoying fucking voice. I cannot imagine that she got her particular YouTube career from anything other than showing off boobs, because the voice is her voice is worse than that one chick that does movies, like she's from New Jersey or something.
Grace Randolph.
I can't stand to listen to her.
Yeah, she's in New York.
She's got such an annoying voice.
Yeah,
yeah.
My thing is, I'm just gonna sit there and I'm just gonna react to your videos, but I'm gonna have a bowl in my hand and I have a spoon, and I'm just gonna eat cereal and go clink, slurp, clink, slurp.
It is, you know what? You could get views from that because you'll get people who like the ASMI.
Look at the PTSD. They'll be upset.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I think it's horrible, but some people aren't violent.
Don't check out that live stream we did without you.
Did it really turn? Okay, I won't. If it turned into like an eating video, no.
Oh,
did y'all Did you make a mention that would drive me nuts?
No.
Yeah.
We definitely did not.
You're supposed to say something before you show the video. Says Rhaegar. Yeah, and during the video, you're supposed to transform it, and even if you're reacting, or you to afterwards, exactly. Hail to the redacted, says Julio. Says exactly.
I mean, you are reacting. It's just it's a reaction. That's all.
And yeah, Rhaegar, Grace Randolph. So here's the thing. It's just this high pitched kind of.
Yeah, like the shrilling voice, right?
Yeah. Grace also does not know how to objectively review movies. She is one of the strangest movie review people I've ever seen. And I don't know why she's so big or was big. Girl, that's it.
That's the thing. You can have
women play YouTube on easy mode. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, literally, all you have to do is have a girl basically dressed in some tights. You know, she's good look, kind of decent looking and all. Maybe like a 6 or a 7, whatever, on the scale of hotness. And she sits there and just eats food. Doesn't talk to you whatsoever. Just sits there, eats food, keeps looking at her phone, and eats her food. People will tune in, and then they'll start talking to each other, and they'll be like, and they'll just start talking shit about this girl, and she's just getting people watching.
Oh, there's somebody that does that all the time. Okay, it's this. She's a cosplayer, and she starts every video in the corner of the room, walking towards her camera. Like every one of them. I started watching. I wouldn't watch the whole video. I just want to see the beginning. Does she do this with everything? I know I've got Hey True Believers, so I can't talk. I start the movie or I start the videos like that every time. But this person always, well, I was just thinking. No, you weren't. You weren't just thinking. I mean, that's obviously this is scripted because you do it at the beginning of every video. This is, I was just, no. Okay, but anyway. But yeah, she's a cosplayer. Does anything with like leather and
you know what I do if I was a hot chick doing that? I'd be like, I'd put a corner and be like, beautiful. that would be the clip, and that'd be it.
When, yeah, but she doesn't even try to look good. Her hair is even all this is the Grace Randolph.
So Grace Randolph does like I purposely think she does the bad reviews of good movies. Like, does it purposely because he knows she'll get people to react to her and they'll want her stuff.
That honestly, might actually that is not an out of left field theory.
Because when you have like, you can tell when people have like certain takes and it's a hot take and they do it purposely, and you look at it and you look at see how many people are reacting to this person. Matt Walsh is famously known for basically like being a troll.
Yeah, being bad takes on movies and everything. So yeah, that's I don't respond to a lot of that stuff because I do believe.
But there are people who get triggered over because somebody says something they don't agree with it, so they have to respond, and they get the clicks and the views off of that.
Rhaegar's like, she's a cosplayer. You have to narrow it down. Dark hair. She's okay. She's pretty, but she's not gorgeous or anything like that.
She's a cosplayer.
I'm not sure if I believe that VENKMAN because she really is out of touch with stuff. So, talking about Grace. What the hell is that girl's name? I don't watch a lot of her videos, but
cosplayer,
except for when I was checking out the beginnings of the thing. I didn't watch them all the way through.
Cosplayer YouTuber walks from corner.
Oh, you're looking at.
I'm gonna laugh if it does it. Now walks from corner. Yeah.
Cosplayer movie reviewer always starts videos from the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys remember that Boogie guy? He had his alter ego named Francis. He's like, "Hi there, I'm Francis. Why is this guy always doing that?" And then people thought that was his real cat, early on. And
talking about the fat guy, Francis.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a heavyset YouTuber. He basically they had one video where he did like somebody drank his Mountain Dew. He's like, "Oh my god, you're faggot, faggot," and he's pouring all over himself. It's like and then at the time he got a PS5 and he like and just like what just the stupid shit. If you want to look up an actual funny YouTuber thing, it was actually real. Let's look up Angry Grandpa. The dude smashed the microwave because somebody took his popcorn. He's like, "That's my goddamn popcorn, 25 cents. Be a man, get a job."
I've seen that channel. I think he died, right? That guy.
He eventually did die about 2
I saw another channel. I don't know if they're related to them or if they just try to rip them off. But one that's called like Angry Grandma or something. And it's like the same thing. I don't know if they're related.
Boogie was his name. Was the original? That was the original guy.
Oh, the other guy? Yeah, the big guy. Yeah, Boogie. Yeah.
Yeah, Boogie something.
With Francis. Francis is his character.
So big, but big or not big now. You're gonna be confused now. Angry Grandpa. Yeah, his son. Has a channel called Kid Behind the Camera. You know, and it was always him and I don't know what was her name, Gretchen. I can't remember what her name is. Like, it I don't know. He tried to say like it wasn't staged. It was actually his dad actually had mental issues, and all that stuff.
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
We said the name of the channel 3 times now. I'm sorry. It's called Angry Grandpa.
No, I'm just. Yeah, this is like old.
MK, did you look outside? It's dark outside.
Anna, that Star Wars girl? No, I think.
What?
Comic book girl. Oh, comic book girl 19. That's the one. She was like blonde and like the thing about comic girl 19. If she's who I'm thinking of, she had a robot that she talked to, and you could almost watch her face turn metal as she got more and more piercings and tattoos. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Those accounts are Rage Farmers. To be debt and lose his name. Let's see. I don't either. I'm not following what he is saying at all. Well, here's the thing. when I watch YouTube, I have a very hard time with insincerity. And one of the things is I hate when I see somebody reading a script. That's why I make fun of Razor Fist a lot, because like now, if you're looking, you can see the reflection of my screen in my glasses. If you watch a Razor Fist video and he's sitting there and he's doing like, oh, I'm so mad and angry at what I'm talking about. If you look in his sunglasses, you see the black screen with the white script.
Hey, stick to the teleprompter. That's not what I typed.
So anyway, you could see the screen and the script and all that kind of stuff with Razor Fist. He calls himself the Rageaholic, but it's like, well, it's horseshit. You're reading it, you know. I mean, it's not real. If you're just reading a script angrily, you know, and how many takes did it take you? And I said, oh, God damn it. Okay, now I've got to rewind. I've got to put this. Well, that was the best take for that. I'll take this and I'll put it together. Because you know that's what's behind this guy's thing. He's not going off and talking from the heart and speaking angrily like he is. He's putting on a character. And he's not the only one. But
no, it's not he's Rager, you're skewing it in a direction. He's not saying he's fake in the sense of his opinions, I'm saying, but he has a script for the opening thing, and it's noticeable. And he acts
like this, like everything's pissing him off, and it's just you know that the way he did it, there's stops and there's cuts, and oh gosh darn it, I said slurp instead of slob or something, like, you know, it's all like that. So no, I do find him to be very, very insincere. Does that make his opinions and feelings invalid and untrue? You tell me, Rhaegar. You tell me where I fucking said that. And I'm sorry, I'm already riled up tonight. But you know what? You pull that shit a lot, Rhaegar. You do. Don't put words into my mouth. Because that's not what I said. Not once did I say it's fucking invalid. I said it was insincere. And I'll say that until the cows come home. But yeah, I never said that. Razor Fist is good. He does write a good script, but you can see it in there. So the whole Rageaholic thing, that's not him. That's not real. That's why I always bring it up. That's why and then the fact that I do watch the videos. I do think he's a good script writer. But it ain't from the heart. And this guy isn't a Rageaholic.
Honestly, I prefer videos where there's no editing whatsoever. It's just if you make a mistake, it's in there. Unless you actually believe he's writing the script going clip that.
And then he's unless you actually believe that's him, that he's actually writing like that. No, the Rageaholic thing is completely insincere.
Dude, I am clipping that and I'm gonna upload that in my soundboard whenever it goes. I'm just gonna play you.
It's a character he's playing. So yeah, there you go. Reading from a script. I don't get okay, are you saying the same fucking thing that I said? Okay, whatever. No, playing a character is not real. Playing a character is not real. You're playing a character. You're not being yourself. That's what I'm saying. That's why anytime I see that. There you go. God damn. This is like EVS all over again. You said something about somebody I like. Okay. Jesus Christ. But tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that him doing that he doesn't have to write the script. Then he isn't reading it. If he messes up, he doesn't leave it in. His videos are tight. You got to give that. The scripts are good. I'll give him that much. But he has to Rageaholic, and if he makes a mistake, he is cutting that shit. He is editing that shit, and he's making sure he gets the best take of that shit.
Literally, yeah, he writes out what he wants to say first. It doesn't mean that what he's saying is fake. No, we're not saying that. It's just that, yeah, it's like he could tell that he plans out for it. It's like anybody plans out a freaking YouTube video. You're doing, but it's not like it's like someone else is coming in and writing the script for him. Like Joe Biden need you to say this for me. You know, it's like it's all he believes everything he says. You know, he probably is angry at thing. Is just that when he writes it out, he he has to perform it and say it.
Yeah. No, okay. Somebody I disagree with. By the way, a lot of times I am agreeing with Razor Fist. Okay. I just think the Rageaholic guy with the sunglasses and the script and the sunglasses, I think that's just, it's a character. It's not real. It's not him. Somebody I disagree with who writes good scripts, information is bad, but doesn't play a character, just some guy. He does the same thing, but that's just some guy. I've talked to just some guy backstage. What you get on, of course, not recently because he kind of fell off the pier to the left
2 years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago. But what you get with just some guy is what you get if you're just chatting and having a conversation about 7-Eleven and late at night when time machines fall in the parking lot. It's the same guy. It's sincere. He believes it. He puts himself out there. So yeah, there you go.
Improvisation, yeah.
Rhaegar, I absolutely do believe he knows. I absolutely do believe he knows it's a character. I do believe that there's Razor Fist and then there's the Rageaholic. I absolutely 100% believe that. Like
when he does the Rageaholic, I mean, it's probably something he's passionate about. He doesn't like. He's really upset. I don't think it. I hate to say it's a character, but I mean, like, does he amp it up for views? Maybe.
Well, no, that's the whole point of the Rageaholic. And by the way, I'm kind of counting Razor Fist and Rageaholic in two different categories. I've seen Razor Fist on live streams where he's talking like a human being. He is putting on a character. Yeah. And that's why I say it comes off insincere to me, because he's not saying it from the heart. He's in the live stream. He was. The Rageaholic isn't, because he's got to go through the script process. He has to make sure he's got the best takes. He has to edit it together. And there is a difference. When I do a scripted video, yeah, I absolutely agree with what I'm saying. But, well, actually, I never do scripted videos. When I do a recorded video, I should say, I have to go through the same thing. I have to make sure that if the mistake is too bad, I have to make sure that that I either edit it out, or maybe maybe I'll what do you call it? Acknowledge the mistake or something along those lines. And definitely, I have to make sure that I'm cutting the ands and ums and uhs down to a manageable level. But what I'm saying is it's not a scripted thing. I don't have to watch my words. I don't have to make sure every I is crossed and T is dotted. What you get is from the heart.
So I'm eating.
Just some guy with left.
I'm not eating anything. No, it was just like my hands on my table here. That's probably what you're heard.
Yeah, Maranya, I used to put bloopers at the end of the reel, at the end of the videos, just for fun. That it was fun. I thought, okay, because
like I said, I don't do videos. We just do straight just reading. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I missed that one video you did on the Geeky Puppet where, I mean, the other guy. I mean, the Froggy, yeah, where he's like doing his comics, and he's like, so this week we have this book, and then he unboxes the book of comics. I thought that was hilarious, dude. I saw that.
I used to do that on Instagram and stuff. That was before he had a channel.
I will say this. This is kind of interesting because we went off on Grace Randolph. No pushback. It's kind of funny because it does remind me of the EVS thing when I would when I criticized him or something, and you would have the war campaign and all the fans or somebody would go off and tell them, and all of a sudden EVS is in the chat. It's very much like that. And here's the thing. I'm talking about Razor Fist doing a character. Because you like Razor Fist does not mean that I'm not insulting you. which is what a lot of this is where the psychology comes from. If he's insulting that and I like that, then what does that say about me? It says nothing.
Hey,
to me,
you
it
guys-
says nothing. But there you
If
go.
you guys insult Angleton, I don't care. Do it.
There you go. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not gonna get mad because you're and be like, the only thing I'll get mad is if you guys are doing it and you don't let me join in.
And Ash, I actually in my rant, I actually addressed what you are asking. I'm really MB, so are you and Max, and they are the only people so far.
Yeah.
There you go. Sometimes a question is just a question out of curiosity, says Rhaegar. All right.
How about speaking of YouTubers? How about that guy? What are your thoughts on that Mr. Beast guy? And he gets some controversy as a fraud, and some people say he wasn't a fraud. I don't know.
I would have. I watched a few of his videos, and then I got bored with him. And that's just the way I am. Also, I'll watch somebody for a little bit, and then I'll move on. You know.
I used to watch PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye when they were playing games that I liked. So but then they just kind of went on these weird like little indie games or were book stories. I'm like, I had lost interest, and it happens to all YouTubers. I used to watch stuff all the time. And
by the way, this is absolutely true. He cannot. I do sometimes because text is not voice. You may have said something in a certain way, and I read it. Now, if I'm heightened, I'll go off. Everybody knows I can do that, and I've got a temper. And I apologize, Rhaegar. Absolutely no disrespect.
Rhaegar, I meant everything I said. You're a dick.
Yes, people can insult England team, but they have to do it in the form of a super chat. Yes, let's do that. But okay, so I watched a couple of games Mr. Beast plays. The one that I really would have loved to have participated in was the one where you survive in a grocery store. I thought that would have, and he would take something every week or something like that. I think I would have done very well there, especially because he got somebody who had a girlfriend. I think they might have had a young kid. My kids are grown, and me and my wife are together 30 years. So it'd be kind of like Married with Children, where the newlyweds in the video game, and they did a game show where it was Steve and Marcy, and they were playing against Al and Peggy, and it was all about how much pain are you willing to give your spouse to win prizes and money? And Peg and Al were just like, electrocute that bitch. Okay, now we're gonna drown him. And Steve and Marcy, being the newlyweds, were very much like, oh no, I can't hurt him. I would be like that with a grocery store. Can you survive 30 days away from the missus? And watch me. Because I know at the end of the month, if I had the $500 million
it depends on
or
what
whatever
decade
it was,
it is. Yeah. I want to know the sports. If it's like current, like with the Sports Illustrated down there, I don't want to look at that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really watched anything related to Mr. Beast before, other than when the contra. What are the contra? I know there was one guy turned out to be trans.
Yeah, left his wife and his daughter, and like there's still people bringing up. It's like, I think his name was Chris. What it was that was working with Mr. Beast. His daughter is asked every day what happened to her dad because they have no contact with them whatsoever.
Now, is he an actual trans person or is he transgender?
So basically, he's dressing like a girl and decided to divorce his wife, and yeah,
That's a shitty thing to do.
yeah, and denounce his family and stuff. So
Put your kid.
so the daughter, like the kid or whoever, has no idea what happened to their dad.
Yeah, that's horrible. That is a selfish individual.
Yeah.
When you have the kids, your life is the kids, and it never stops. I mean, we have more freedom now, but
Here's my thing: you want to do that shit? Wait till they're like 18 or 19 years old.
Even then, you worry about your kids. I worry about Ashley. She's 30 years old. She's in another freaking continent, for Christ's sake. So yeah, I worry about her all the time.
Yeah.
And to do something that selfish is
Mr. That was Chris. Yeah, who had allegations with underage minors and stuff like that too. There was that. Oh crap!
Oh, I feel like I'm trans. I have to live my truth. No, you don't. You have to make sure that your kids are living well. They are the ones you have to make sure they're living well.
Yeah, you have child support until they're 18.
Yeah, I know that's what people. Child support isn't parenting.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying, like, there's people who don't put their kids first whatsoever. The fact they made a law so you could actually have to support your kids.
Yeah. One thing I also believe is the father sacrifices. And that can be frustrating. That can be frustrating a lot. If you guys noticed, I am still with my bad glasses because I had to sacrifice. Had to make sure that the family had to make sure the medical was taken care of, and so I didn't get my glasses yet. And yeah, it can weigh on you a little bit, but father sacrifices, that I truly believe. Bad timing because of the game, but show based on the artist you do, Jack Cole, not my area. I'd like to do John Romita series if you're cool with that. You go on ahead, sir. I'm pretty sure that
let us know when you're hosting that. We'll watch.
Yeah, but no, go on ahead. Pick out some John Romita covers. You know what? We'll put it in the schedule.
Wait.
I'll do that for you.
Why does he only get to vent his anger towards you? Why can't I do it too?
Who?
Henry. His last comment.
Vent your anger toward. Nah, it's okay. I'll let RDV take it. Then trans and tried putting kids in female class. That's horrible. That is absolutely.
You mean Megan Fox? All three of her kids have to be trans by coincidence?
Yeah, it's Hollywood doing this. The kids don't know. I'm sorry, but you get an idea. Sure, yeah, whether you're straight or gay, that's something. But there's so many reports about how just let them go through puberty. It'll settle. Most of the time, it's going to settle itself out. And my whole thinking is, what's wrong with letting the person wait until they're 18? They could think about things more. And yeah, I don't know. They're promoting
because all about the parents who have a fetish.
But as far as Mr. Beast is concerned, I watched a few of his videos. They looked interesting. And I watched him going, could I play that game? Like there was one where I was thinking, yeah, I could do that circle thing. Because you were supposed to, it was like 100 people in a circle. And, over time they made it smaller. And then they made it so it was like, it was a one person wins all. And when they made it where it was a little circle you had to stand in, I realized, no, I couldn't win that. Because I'm 54 years old and I did a number on my knees. So
you know what I'd love to do?
What?
Go back to where you keep your hand in the car. You win that car if you're the last person to have a hand in the car. Remember those?
Oh, I tried one of those. I was going to work and they were having one at Universal Studios, and I am in full uniform, and I was like, "What is this?" And you could win a truck. Okay, fine. I put my hand on it, and I start calling in, and there's my manager comes walking up, and he says, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm calling in. I'm going to take the point to win the truck because I will piss my pants to win a fucking truck. I don't care." If I shit my britches, the guy next to me is going to drop out. That's what I know. So I was A-okay with doing this. And he says, you're not calling in from the park. He says, if you do that, they're going to think because this was something about Universal. They wouldn't allow you to call in if you were in the park because they know you're there to play. It's not a serious, you're not out because grandma died or you're in the hospital or something. And I said, no, I'll tell him I've got my hand on the truck. He goes, you do that. And he said he's got to fire me and all that. So I had to take my hand off it. But I tried.
I'd be like, well, I quit. I got a truck now.
I know, right? No. I thought I would lose that argument with Gail. So, yeah. It's harder to groom adults than it is to groom kids. That's why, yeah, there you go. But yeah, I would have liked to have done that. I would have liked to have done that Mr. Beast game. But overall, I thought it was kind of cool. He said, what was it? He did the LASIK for the eyes, some kids in Africa and such. Okay, that's good, But otherwise, yeah. I never saw a PewDiePie video except for the one that got him in trouble.
Yeah, over a Fiverr thing. So then he doubled down on it.
Yeah, something like that.
So they canceled the Too Red thing. Like legitimately, he had a show on YouTube called Scary PewDiePie. It was actually kind of cool.
But you know what I like doing? I used to do this a lot. I don't do it quite so much because the channel isn't what it used to be. but I used to like to find comic book channels that didn't have as many subscribers and talk about, hey guys, check this out, check this guy out, check that guy out. I don't know, sometimes it was, you know, I talk about what I said about the Rageaholic, you know, is these people who are doing these videos, much like the Geeky Puppet Show, that would be a channel I would find. You guys are doing it because you love to do it.
Yeah, we're not doing it though to entertain anybody ourselves.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
hey, we get people that just vibe off it because it's positive vibes.
You know what? Some people dig it, and that's the way it is. You keep doing your thing, so you're gonna find an audience. Whether it's
they watch yours, they get that high and that low.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I'm a bit bipolar like that. It runs in the family. Actually, the weird thing, and thank you to everybody who puts up with me. My family, since I was a little kid, we would argue, and we almost like start with "fuck you," and we just elevate. But we're very much a family that will be in your face. Want to go get some Wendy's? Yeah, sure, let's go. And that's the end of the argument. You know, I've been like that for my entire life. That's how I was taught to argue, which I had to relearn with Gail. But occasionally, it goes right on into it. If it's in YouTube and Hollywood, don't piss off the Jew. Okay. Trying to find a channel for comics, it's mostly them rather than showing the books. Yeah, but the sad fact is that unless you're able to put a spin on it, like showing off comics and comic reviews and such, you've got the big guys and they win, and it's hard to get the views like that. If you're going to do reviews, try to find something behind it. That's why you get a lot of views or a lot of comic reviews that will be like.
Here's the thing, though. It's like,
hold on, let me finish my thought, and then it'll be like Mags Visaggio goes woke again with Spider-Man #3 or something like that. If you watch Wes over at Thinking Critical, he does this all the time. He'll do reviews which are really just kind of complaining about the situation in the state of comic book industry. And that's how you have to bury your reviews if you want to get big. Otherwise, why listen to the little guy when you've got Comics Explained or The Historian or whomever? I think that was the guy that died. I'm sorry. RDV, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, actually, Wes, he does actually talk about books.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He gives positive reviews. Lately, he's been doing a lot more than negative.
But the thing is you got to find the angle as to how you're going to review it.
More so, a lot of YouTubers trend chase.
That does happen.
So getting an honest review on an older book and all this, sometimes it's like they don't have time for that because they're too busy chasing whatever the current topic is that's being talked about. If it's current X-Men, they're going to talk about the whatever Gail Simone's doing, or something pops up in their feed. They're going to talk about that and say, "Oh, yeah, this book's still shitty." And I'm like, I honestly don't need that. If I want that, I can go to any channel I want on YouTube and have the same thing. Like it's stupid to me. But hey, some people, like I said, people love the confirmation bias. Yeah, that book sucked. Dude, I admit it. I did it one time for confirmation bias, and that's how I found this channel. Actually, I was looking up because I never really watched YouTube for anything but music videos and video games.
Yeah,
review stuff. I was like, oh, whenever he's talking about comic books, we type in One More Day, and I get that Link Cara video, and I'm like, this fucker's doing a PowerPoint presentation in a hotel with people, and they're asking questions, and I'm like, what? It's this shit. And then it's like, I love comics. Who the hell is this guy? What's he talking about? Talking about hot dogs and debates, and that's like, I'm like, okay, we went from comic books to food, and then they're just talking, they're shooting the shit, and it's kind of like, I was like, okay, I'll just stick around, I'll watch this guy. Then I met Eric Breen, my whole life changed.
Comic story time or drama farming. I've done both, and I admit sometimes I'm still in. Sometimes I get still into that old OG CG mindset where I see something, I go, I want to talk about it. There's a video I actually want to do a reaction, an actual reaction to. They say something, I comment, because I think it's one of the dumbest things I've seen. It's a video. It's actually a year old, but I just found it. So, hold on. Let me finish my thought. There's this guy who he's a speculator. And his whole video is that buy what you love is bad advice. And I listened to it, I go, oh, this guy's something, man. I gotta go I gotta go after this. And yeah, but anyway, what were you gonna say?
No, it's just a reply back to Rhaegar said, you know.
No, go ahead.
About otherwise it's a waste of my time and money. Here's the thing. You can tell immediately within the first 5 minutes of watching some of the videos if this is their hobby or if this is their job. And on it, so I personally don't use it as anything but a hobby. That's what it is. It's a community hangouts. He's got a little bit of mindset. You can tell even though he does the auctions, you can tell in some other videos because he wants to be monetized. He wants to go for a mall link because the more views, the 13 people watching, that's still money coming in if you go for 2 hours. So, but I mean, for a while you were trying to structure your videos. You were trying to do videos and that, and you clearly get frustrated by that. Me, I'm like, I got 10 views. Yes.
Oh, well, when you first start off, that's the way it is. And one thing I really feel bad about for you guys is when I started, it was before YouTube made all these big changes.
Yeah.
So what it would be is you would make pennies. You could actually watch your billing go up because you make like a dime every 100 views. You make $1 for every 1,000. But the thing is if you only had 50, they would actually say you made 2 cents or something like that. Yeah. And they don't pay you out. They don't pay out until you make $100. So when I first started the channel, I could actually watch it. Oh, I'm up to $30 now. Oh, I'm up to $75. You know, it is like, okay, almost there. I'm almost. I remember my first check was about $130. I was over the fucking moon. I'm now a professional YouTuber because I was making the money. But they used to do that. Now it's completely different, where you have to have, what is it, 4,000, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch minutes in the year.
So, no, it doesn't have to. It just has to be like right now. As soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers, because we have the watch time, then I'll be able to get eligible and stuff. Yeah,
but it's like 4,000 watch minutes, right?
And it used to be within that year. Now it's just whenever you get the 4,000 watch minutes and you have the subscribers, they'll let you go.
Oh wow, I really do have to get to doing more stuff from the long box, because this year a couple of videos hit. So let's see. The guy Wonk ruin it for I Love Comics. The what? The gay? I don't know what.
Oh yeah. GAY.
I love comics. I think that you should do things that you like. Be true to yourself. That's what we do.
But you're talking about the Mendoza. What was the guy's name? The guy who did the Crowder thing?
Oh, Monza. The fucking hell. What was that? The shit. Dalton is always here to correct me on that.
I don't care at this point.
Mazda from
Mazda.
I don't know his name. Dalton's usually the one that comes up with it, but it for me it was the adpocalypse. For me, it was a couple of things. I called YouTube. They told me that I had a couple of videos get mass flagged, and then it was the Carlos Maza thing. All at once came down on the channel, and it was weird because the channel had seen peaks and valleys all throughout its time, and I was always able to climb the mountain right after, I'd get to the valley. I was always able to climb back up, but I started noticing after the whole adpocalypse thing, I couldn't do it. no video would hit. It was like I was at the same subscriber count, like not even like going up or down by 1 or 2 or 3 people. I was at the same subscriber count for 2 years. It wasn't until I got a hold of somebody that I saw a change. And I was even thinking, I said that I would like them to get rid of everybody who's no longer a subscriber, who's not watching the channel. You know, it's obviously not 18,000 people. They're not sharing it. YouTube decided they don't want to. It's the same thing as Facebook. Have you ever noticed on Facebook, you're not seeing your mom's messages or your friend's messages? You're getting ads and a whole bunch of paid content. It's the same thing with YouTube. You subscribe to 10, 20, 30, 100 people. You're not getting 10, 20, 30, 100 people's worth of videos. And it's what you're getting is the people who paid, the people who are huge already. You're getting those people. Occasionally something might sneak in, but with YouTube's algorithm, they don't do that. They don't send my video out to all 18,000 people who subscribed. Now they've got the notification bell. Okay, well, they don't send out everybody to the notifications either.
Yeah, that's basically my mentality. Is that's what I do on my channel. Is just hanging out. I don't need you guys can be like, oh my gosh, you guys need to watch every single video pops out. If you show up, it's cool. You know, it's community.
I need you to show up on all of them.
But yeah, when you guys showed up on all of those, before that, go over Extreme Movie Show and just hit any playlist and let it go through. We need the watch time over there.
Yeah,
we're just under 2,000 watch time, but we have over 1,000 subscribers. So that channel got neglected for about 2 years.
The Extreme, yeah, gee, yeah, the guy who was changing things had to go, and then you came in and did the same thing.
No, you weren't changing things. You were just showing up late.
No, I was trying. I did a couple of times, and Rob got mad. You got mad at me for changing a fucking thumbnail on my own channel, but because
we changed the whole entire thing. You're like we're doing comic spirits awards. I'm like, no,
I thought we were.
But
I did think it was kind of funny. I was like, wait a second, he's mad that I'm changing the thumbnail on my own channel. I'm
like, what a jerk. He can't let me have any control on his channel.
Exactly. What was
no?
I should know better.
But I mean, it's like this is a hobby for me. This isn't something like I want. I mean, make a living out of it. Like Pixel and I have talked about it. Like the channel gets monetized and monetized. I said, like, dude, it's like, hey, if the money helps you, where you can work less, you can be around the channel more often, go for it, bro. You know, like. He said, like, but we've talked about that, and even Pixel said, like, it went Extreme Movie Show. He's like, I don't want to cut it all. It's between you and VENKMAN, because VENKMAN schedules everything. You should give him a bigger cut.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do on his channel too. I schedule everything, do all the thumbnails. So, but like, I don't know. I don't do it for money. I do it for like hanging out, having fun. I love doing the readings. I just have more fun with that. It's just basically, it's like when you're a teenager and your friends just joking, shooting the shit, saying stupid things you probably shouldn't say online, but you're doing it.
I like doing the cover rankings, but I don't want to do cover rankings at the expense of this. I want to do more of this because, you know, I've been going through, okay, how can we expand? I've been at 18,000 now for 5 years since they shadow banned me. I want to get to 20. You know, I think, and I kept going, what happened? And I actually believe I did a lot of structured stuff, the cover rankings, Jeopardy, so-and-so, but we used to do this all the time. And I think a little bit of the personalities lost. Hey, E used to change the titles and convention about thumbnails I use for the RPGs here. I did. I would change quite a bit, shorten the titles up so that you can show up on. This is the point. More colorful. You gotta be. If somebody who knew nothing about what you were doing sees the thumbnail, can they tell what you're doing? Also, does the title fit on a phone screen? So it's got to be 54 characters or less. Or if it's more, You've got to have 54 characters or less telling you what the video is about, and then continue.
Hey, if it's not Christmas color, if it's not Christmas colors, it's not a good thumbnail.
Exactly. If it's not either green or red or orange and blue, you got to change it. Yeah.
My thing is, you gotta have your title, and then you have like for mine, I just, like I said, I just throw a random image up. If it's something I'm not really like, the chill streams, I'm not really like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make money off of this. It's just, we're gonna bullshit. And he's like, oh, I got 88 views. Delete.
I don't do that anymore. I don't.
For a while you were though. So
yeah, for a while I did. Yeah, I got it. Anything under this, it's got to go. I do think it's weird that you're making Garfield this channel's mascot. But
hey, you know what? I looked for like comic book characters that are asleep, and I found the Smurf guy too.
Sleepy Smurf. Yeah.
If I were to keep doing that, I would just keep, as each episode go, I'd add another character, another character, another character. You're like, what the hell? It's like, well, that's what number we're on.
Oh, I think that's awesome. Keep doing that if that's what you're going for.
But yeah. I was just joking around though. I'm not, like I said, I figured everyone loves freaking Garfield, and if it's a chill stream, you're lazy. It's a late night stream. Keep her going here to go to bed.
One thing I've always kind of looked at this as, and I would love to get back to being able to throw the freaking invitation in without getting the wrong sorts, you know. But one thing I've always thought this whole show is it's like you have your cast of characters, you know. Sorry, not to toot my own horn, but it's my channel. I'm the star of the show. Okay, like if you were to do that Justice League lineup, it would be me, and then it would be you and Eric, and then it would be Maranya and Dalton, and then LK and Zach, you know, and then MK and Dominic.
Who's
you know?
LK?
I know, right? But you know what? For a long time, he was here. He, you know, but I always kind of thought it would be like that. And by the way, I would love for somebody to actually do
Henry,
that.
shadow ban is when people stop caring about your content and you claim your shadow ban.
No, what shadow ban is they don't share your stuff out to everybody that they should, but they don't tell you they're doing it.
Yeah, the algorithm is paused for you because you're
Not to toot my own horn is the announcement that you are about to toot that horn. Yes, you're banned, but no one new you see.
The thing is, I don't know. I mean, I have other YouTube accounts that I'm subscribed to, and I don't watch your channel on the alts, but I still get you recommended though.
That's because they know those are your alt accounts. They do the
I remember
same.
when I first found your channel, I was looking for Lex Luthor. You know, you talk about how you found your channel. So I was just saying, like, I typed in Lex Luthor guy or Lex Luthor comic books, and it recommended you. That's how I found it.
Was it a video about Lex Luthor? Or was like, he's bald?
I don't know. Maybe both. You know, because I just typed in the search like Lex Luthor, you know, comic review, because I was looking for a certain issue about Lex Luthor, and then it recommended you right away. Like I think you were doing a stream. And I was like, oh, is it because this guy kind of looks like him, or because he's a comic guy, or like, well, what? I thought that was funny. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: if you really want to test that theory out of your shadow ban, have someone who doesn't use the same IP address as you log in and go to YouTube and see if they can find your stuff, and then subscribe to you, and then wait about a week or so and see if they get your notifications at all.
Well, yeah, it would be if you were subscribed. But I've had old, you know, I tell you about the Nerdy Texan thing, where he straight up asked me why I stopped making videos.
Go to analytics and click on any live stream, and it usually tells you where the source is. Where you just come. Sometimes it'll tell you if it's recommendations or outside sources.
Rhaegar saying shadow ban is a real thing. I have firsthand experience on OG Twitter. Yeah. Let's see. And on Facebook before I deactivated my account. Yeah, Facebook sucks.
Yeah,
by the way, okay. Have you ever watched short videos on Facebook?
Yeah.
Have you noticed there's young kids dancing on Facebook.
Not really.
I have complained. Maybe it's because I click on them to complain that they're showing up. But I have complained, and because this is over sexualizing children so many fucking times. Oh no, this is fine. It's a fucking kid doing a freaking salsa dance in a bikini. It's freaking pedophilia. What the fuck are you guys doing?
So Google probably told them that you watched Cuties.
Oh. Yeah, I did mention I almost threw up watching Cuties, but there you go.
My other thing is that maybe they're on those videos on there so they get the people who actually want to go after kids. It's a trap.
That could be, but damn, I have complained to them so fucking many times. It's ridiculous, and they nothing. And
I want these longer.
The FBUI hurts my eyes. I have no idea why people put up what's UI. I'm not
Facebook?
good with. Yeah, Facebook I got, but the UI I don't know.
Yeah.
What that means. So. But yeah, 18.1 subscribers. Yet he struggles to get over 100 views per video, let alone 50 on a live stream. Yeah, that's bull. Yep.
User interface.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it does exist. I actually thought about maybe doing a giveaway or something.
When's the last time you looked at Social Blade?
Oh, it's been forever and a day. I'm probably at C- still. I've been at C- for the last 6 years.
I'll look up mine.
Yeah. Let's see the thing you see on a website, the decorations. Okay. Thank you, Rhaegar.
All right.
I was thinking of trying to get over the 20,000 mark. I've got like the first appearance of the Creature Commandos. That's $150 book. Like, in saying if you guys, I'll tell you guys right now, help me get to 20,000, especially by the end of the year. And I'll do a giveaway. Like one of the wheel things. I'll keep track.
Yeah, I'm at a C+.
Hold on just a sec. What I'll do is if you every time you leave a 6-line comment on a video, I'll put your name on the wheel, and at the end of the year, I'll give away $100 value book. Something like that. I do know, like I said, I've got the Creature Commandos already, or Huntress, or maybe I could give away a couple of my wall books or something like that. But I was thinking about doing something like that to try to get me to, because I figure if we can get to 20,000 based on actual comments, and that's why I say it's got to be 6 lines, because yo, dude, that's cool doesn't exactly move the needle. But comments about the video and a little length might actually. So anyway, I was thinking about maybe doing something like that to hopefully try to break that barrier, to break out of this shit. But I don't know.
So you're at a C+, just like mine is a C+.
Yeah, that in all honesty, is ridiculous. And I don't mean that as any insult to you. It's just I've got in all honesty, at this point in time, I should be 50,000 or higher in subs. I was on that trajectory when I got shadow banned.
So basically back in 2022 is when you got shadow banned.
Oh no.
Because I'm looking at that, how it went up. You were actually going up and
it was
getting views stuff.
No, it was before 22. It was like 18 or 19 maybe. It was fucking ridiculous.
I'm just looking at views. And now you're kind of studying where your views are now.
I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, it's that's when it happened. It was like 2018 or 2000. It was 2019 or 2020. I would say around there. I know exactly the videos where I was like, wait a second. It was the time I did, the very first time I did the video about Monica Rambeau. That one, and at the same time, a Star Wars video really hit. That the check I got for that was over $2,000.
Video views. They're looking at these. I don't know what that means. I guess these are YouTube statistics for I Love Comics on Social Blade. I'm looking at from January 12th, Sunday. So it's 3,930,000.
That's okay. So it says I'm ranked 936,732nd in on Social Blade.
I'm at 35,000.
You're at what?
I'm above you.
Okay.
935,333.
Yeah, which means yours is on the rise and mine is collapsing.
Yeah.
9,207th for subscriber rank, with 2,091,349 in 9th in views.
See, mine says 22,051st. Or subscriber rank. Whatever that means.
Right now it actually says I'm live. But look at the subscribers. 18-1, 18-1, 18-1.
Yeah, there's no change.
There's no change whatsoever. I've been at 18-1 forever and a day. Go figure.
That's funny. Like we lost. We like I'll lose like on Tuesday. I lost a subscriber. Okay, then I gained 2 like on Wednesday. 2 more.
Yeah,
Thursday.
that's why I never pay attention to you lost a subscriber. Yeah, well, tomorrow it'll be different.
Weekly average is I'm getting 14 subscribers in a week.
Oh, that's nice. Say again. What you saying there, MK?
I don't know. I was just going to ask you guys what you. I think VENKMAN actually, because I know I asked him last week what your highest view video on your channel is. But I was going to say, well, what's yours? Do you know, like on this channel, like how many views you have, like your highest view video?
Yeah, I can find that out. As a matter of fact, so can you want to compare?
I guess so.
All righty, you tell yours, and then I'll say mine.
You talking about of all time or
of all time, the highest video? That's what MK's asking.
All right, on video tab. All right, the popular is I have here is over. Well, that's for video itself is a 1,000.
Okay,
that's from 2 years ago. That's Namor. Amazing Spider-Man 211.
All right,
that's just a video.
Okay. Well, what's your biggest live stream if you want to separate it?
Biggest live stream is 2.6 thousand.
Because one of let's see, my largest video is 673,901 views.
Yeah.
The second one is 498.
Yeah. You do different content. Said you do the news stuff, the reaction stuff.
Oh no, the second one was a standalone where I talked about Monica Rambeau. It was more of a what do you? What's
I mean, like a biography thing like that.
That was an editorial, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the one that really impresses me, is the Jack Kirby that we did. Yeah, that kicks all sorts of ass.
So both of the popular video and the popular live are both readings. One's Fantastic Four, which is the higher one, with the Search for Submariner. That's it. Yeah. Then the other one is Amazing Spider-Man with Namor, because they blew up when Namor was popular in the movie.
Oh, hold on just a sec. We're getting a question there. Here you go. This is so inside baseball. I hope it's at least interesting to you guys. Austin saying they notify you for. Here you go. Let me show you. This is for the last 28 days. You can actually break it down even as soon as the last 7 days. So in the last 7 days, I've gotten 2,000 views or 2,200 views, 352 watch time hours. I've gained 3 subscribers, which is 50% less than the previous 7 days. And I've made $3.27. So yeah, it gives you how many subscribers you've got, or you can even go to an individual video and it would tell you if that video made you lose or gain a subscriber or two. And once again, this is just the week. And it even tells you what are your most popular videos during the week. Of course, the auction is always the big one. We had a late night chill stream on January 7th, ranking Herbie Fat Fury, then the December bracket fights, a couple other of the things. And this is you always have your evergreens. The X-Men Kitty Pryde is a Racist has been doing all right and showing up in the top 10. And the history of Jack Kirby, for me, has been in the top 10 since I made in July 13th, 2019. But you can find out you can do that, like it's got lifetime, so you can find out what your biggest videos were.
Yeah, if you want to view the press, and you just look at mine where it says like summary for the last 28 days, almost 9,000 views. Watch time, 737 hours.
One of the very first videos I made, racist UC Berkeley students block white students in protest. That's been in the top 10, 84,000 views. That's been in the top 10 since I first made it. But there you go. But yeah, that's the kind of thing. Yeah, that's the kind of thing it tells you about and all that. So there you go.
That's cool.
I haven't gotten notifications when people subscribe to my channels. Yes, the only real things on it are the playlists for the RPG, which are semi-hidden. And by the way, you can actually share, if you want, you can share those videos.
You can, here's the thing though.
Your own channel.
Here's the thing. You may not get notification when people subscribe because people hide their subscriptions. They make it private.
You wouldn't be able to tell who subscribed, but they would tell you that they subscribed.
But
the number would show up, but not the name.
So if I go the past 7 days for mine, look at over 2,031 views in the last 7 days. Watch time was 149 hours. But I gained.
Wait, hold on just a sec. Hold on just a second. In the last 7 days?
Yeah.
Okay, say that again.
Last 7 days at over 2,000 views.
Okay. It says 2K. That's it.
2.0K up.
2.0. Okay, cool.
Yeah. 149 views. I mean, sorry, 149 watch time.
Watch time hours.
Yeah. And 7 subscribers, which is average for our channel. I mean, like, I'm not going out there. It's like when you did the Will Smith slap. Remember how popular that was? That topic was so huge.
Yep.
The Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. We did a live stream. You know, the next day you had over 2,000 almost.
Mm-hmm.
Because people wanted to tune in. They thought you were going to show it and stuff, and just But like I said, my channel is just based for hobby. Top 10 top content in this period is I had Teen Titans Go 9 to 10, which is at 617 views. That's my highest video for the week for the last 7 days. Followed by Brave and the Bold. I forget what show that is. 83, 114. Then it just keeps dropping down. Beast Boy's first comic book appearance. Brave and the Bold. Rebels in the Streets. Number 4. Best like the best comic of the books a week. Barely get 100. Well,
yeah.
Same with the top 5s. Those fluctuate all the time, but it was crazy though. I've been noticing that as my Ninja Turtle readings I do on Saturday nights, Up Pop View, are picking up in views on the replays.
The most popular live stream for me was Ed Piskor driven to self-deletion. And the next highest is, and by the way, I've deleted a lot of live streams over the years. But these are the two highest. The second highest is comic book artist Ed Piskor and it said is in the grooming business, an honest look at the accusations.
So I got a question. You go to analytics, and it shows you like overview, content, audience. If you click on content and you look down, it says, does it show you how viewers find your live streams?
Yeah, of course.
What does yours say?
Same as yours. Hold on just a sec. Let me.
What is the biggest percentage?
Hold on just a sec. Let me get there. Go from content. Oh my gosh, you want to see something fun though? Let me read you the comments to on those Ed Pisker videos, especially the one where I'm talking about the accusations. People are going off like I was saying that he was this. Okay, so you're asking where the views come from?
Yeah. How viewers find your live streams? You go into analytics, and then you click on the content tab up there under channel where it says Channelytics, and scroll down to the left side. It says how viewers find your live streams.
Let's see. Browsing features, and then YouTube search, notifications, external and suggested videos.
What's your highest one?
59.2 browse features. So it's people searching for a certain thing, and my video comes up.
Okay, because mine's YouTube search.
Yeah.
So
okay.
apparently people are searching for. Because I said, like, I do the Teen Titans Go, Batman, this comic book stuff, Beast Boy stuff. Like, that's basically what people are looking for, and that's why I'm getting a lot of views from that.
Well, if you go to external, Google search 64.4, X is 3.0, which is kind of funny because I actually do that. YouTube search, people looking for the word Comicsgate is the biggest thing that gets to my channel.
So then hey, start doing Comicsgate.
Yeah, no. Then comic books, comic book, Bugs Bunny, and Among Us comic is what it says.
Teen Titans Go is the biggest for YouTube search.
And the number one video is Spectacular Slab Auction, live comic book slab auction. That is the biggest video that sent videos my way.
So I got people who are basically the videos they've been finding myself through suggested videos. Is basically when we did DuckTales, we're doing a Darkwing Duck, Teen Titans Go, and our Sonic stuff. That's what getting a lot of people are picking it up off of.
This is interesting. I should share this since we're talking about it. But it actually says the biggest tier list or playlist. We've got issues top 10, and comic book tier list is third. So hey, cool. And now we're really getting inside baseball here.
It's okay though. I was just curious because
I really like that History of Jack Kirby video. I thought it was well done. I enjoyed it. That, by the way, that's my brother. My brother Jack, who did the voice on that one. He was with the channel, and he was looking at something to do. He just it was very, very soon after a stroke he had, so he wasn't really good as an idea man at the time. And I told him, I said, I would love to do a History of Jack Kirby. It was a little iffy, and because he was like, well, what do you want to talk about? Time in the war, time in this, that. And I thought, let's do all of it, but I wanted to make it so it's only 15 to 20 minutes of video, so people wouldn't be afraid of a large, like an hour, 2 hour long video. And we did it separate, where he did the war years, the timely stuff, the early Marvel, and then the Silver Age. And then it was Jack leaves Marvel going to DC. And then, of course, the last chapter was the battle with Stan Lee. And each individual video did very well for the time it was in. But then I put them all together. I edited out the transitions and all that kind of stuff, and put it together. And the whole thing that's an hour long, that's taken off.
You're hiding the transitions.
Yeah, exactly. You probably got those comments because of the title. They just read it. That happens so many times, Austin.
What are you talking about?
people respond to the title and don't even watch the video. I've actually had people angrily tell me what I said in the video. They're like, well, you should have blah, blah, because blah, blah. I was like, that's what I said, dick. Watch the video. I'm not watching this shit. Okay.
Yeah, I am. So in the past month, for the top playlist, has been Teen Titans Go and Amazing Spider-Man. But the top one is, so the top one is Teen Titans Go, the 2013 readings. Jeez, one of them is like at 1,300 just in total views. Crazy. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, like I said, I'm not doing it for the views. Like, but if I was, now I know what people like. Teen Titans Go, Amazing Spider-Man, and and just Sonic the Hedgehog. Just talk about that stuff. I'll do reviews on that. I mean, there's a huge niche for that, apparently. Yeah.
So I ordered some books a month ago, and they're not here. And I ordered some books 10 days ago, and they have decided to not send me. This is the people I've been buying comics from, mostly for the auctions since the auctions began. Huh.
Yeah, blast them. Put their name on blast.
Well, that's the whole thing. I don't know if I should go to the auction site. You know, I've mentioned it to them. I tried to be polite, and I think that's
how many times have you talked to them, and when's the last time you talked to them?
About 2 or 3 days ago. They told me they were sending the Space Family Robinson books. I was like, okay, that's good. And then they didn't. The Space Family Robinsons are over a month old now, the ordering. And I thought, okay, you're going to send it with the books that were 10 days ago. And they have yet to send anything.
It's Sunday now. Give them till at least Thursday. Be like, hey, I haven't got my books. You know, what's going on? You know, just refund my money.
I want the books. You know, I mean,
I understand that, but the money you paid for them might be better to have than having no money because you can't sell the books.
Well, that's the thing. I do believe I could sell the books.
No, if you don't give them to you.
I want them to give them to me. That's the whole point.
I know, but if they're not going to, I'd like.
Well, yes, if they're not going to send me the books, I want the money. But point being is I want the books over the money because I spent 100 and something on the books. But the whole point is that I could get $200 to $400 back from the books. That's the whole point of buying.
I understand
so
that,
I could resell.
I'm just saying, how long do you wait before you decide to change vendors?
I just paid a new vendor. I ordered about $30-$40 worth of books to see if I can't.
Where's the sender sending it from? Are they from like where the
North Carolina? North Carolina.
So.
North Carolina.
Yeah,
that popped into my head. Wait a second, North Carolina, just right there. Okay.
He might be who knows what his job is? His job might be a first responder. Who knows?
Yeah. So maybe I should be a little bit more.
But now we're stringing along for about 2 months.
But the thing is he sent some books. It's just that, and I don't know, for a month you can't find the books.
He was like you. Maybe he sent your book to somebody else.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what? If I did that, I told the person I sent. That's the whole point of it.
This stock is underwater.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. Walter Lantz New Funnies from 1952. Walt Disney Showcase from 1978, the Gold Key. Walt Disney Showcase The Rescuers. Walt Disney Showcase Goofy. Walt Disney Showcase Napoleon Wilson. Comics and Stories. Walt Disney Comics and Stories. WD Comics and Stories. That goes on for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then Uncanny X-Men 449, classic Storm cover. Uncanny X-Men 227, classic Wolverine Gambit cover. Uncanny X-Men 171, Rogue joins the X-Men. Uncanny X-Men 159, the issue where Storm gets bitten by Dracula. 150, The Rawhide Kid 115, Flash 229, Brave and the Bold 114, Avengers 221. She-Hulk joins the Avengers. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes 252, 233, 231, Spider-Man 2099 number 1, Space Family Robinson 43, Six Gun Heroes from 1952, issue number 16. Another classic Storm cover, Richie Rich number 123, Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter number 5, first appearance of what's her name? Female fighter, really a badass in DC. Okay, anyway.
Black Canary?
No.
Lady Shiva?
Lady Shiva, there you go. Yes.
There's still either many.
Yeah. Red Sonja number 4, the DC Treasury with Neil Adams Batman, DC Treasury Superman versus Flash Racing, Judo Master number 94, Journey and Mystery 106, 1964, Thor versus the Mr. Hyde, Iron Man number 12, first appearance of the controller. 4-color comics 327, a Bugs Bunny issue. Fantasy Masterpiece number 9, Judge Dredd number 4, a Gold Key comic starring Donald Duck, Doctor Strange 43, the Phantom number 64, DC Superstars number 3, DC Super Series number 5, Classic Illustrated 92, Classic Illustrated 22, Captain Atom number 84 featuring Blue Beetle, Archie and Pals, Archie 255, and 2000 AD presents Judge Anderson. So those are the books that he's holding for the last 10 days. And then also add on about 15 different Space Family Robinson that I ordered right after we did the cover ranking, where it would have been more exciting. There we go. Anyway, let's call it a night here. It is about 2 o'clock. It is 2 o'clock. All righty. Tomorrow, Gail and I are going to be using our little AMC cards to go see Nosferatu. When I get back, I want to. I hope I can get together with Dalton, because we want to do the best and worst of 2024 for the movies. At the very least, I'm going to jump on and do some. So that might actually happen here, or I might do it for the movie channel or something that also is not doing well. But that's because it used to be a politics channel, and I did a commentary on a Time magazine article where the Democrats admit that they rigged the 2020 election. They didn't like telling the truth back then. I'm so glad that everybody's getting away from the fact checkers, because fact checkers are incredibly politically biased. What do you got going on there, RDV?
Same thing you do every night on Mondays.
Try to take over the world.
No. We're just going to read Teen Titans Go.
Oh, there you go. All righty.
That'll be at 9 Eastern.
So please watch out. Nosferatu, I think, is 22 hours long. So, yeah.
I actually liked that werewolf movie. Thought more than I thought I was going to like it.
What werewolf movie?
Frank Grillo one.
Oh, I wanted to see that. I heard it was silly fun.
It's stupid fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's one character, obviously, who I don't like, who suddenly has a personality change as soon as it's go time. I was like, really?
Yeah.
But it's like, if you like the movie Bats, that came out in 1999.
Oh my gosh, that Lou Diamond Phillips piece of shit. Okay.
Yes. So if you could get with that and not, it's that kind of movie. It's stupid like that.
All right.
But the werewolves actually look nice though. The designs, it's not too much CG, but you can tell. And like I said, I thought it was kind of cool. And I'll just say it has a happy ending. So it wasn't like, well, we just killed up the hero. Well, it was pointless.
Just like a time
but you're going into something stupid about a supermoon that turned everybody into werewolves global in the world, and it's supposed to be a year later, and they're trying to experiment to prevent it. And one guy's just trying to save his family.
Yeah, after a while, you just got to realize, look, this is going to be a silly movie, but just have fun with it. Yeah,
it's got Christina Lonitz. She's from Missile Goal on Arrow.
Lou Diamond Phillips, he's known for the big hit. Check that movie out with Mark Wahlberg.
The Big La Bamba.
La Bamba, Young Guns. He's cool.
So like I said, Bats, which is like 1999 when that movie came out. They had that movie. It's like, so basically, go into this. If you're going to watch this werewolf movie called Werewolves, pretend you're going to be watching it on a sci-fi channel. It's made for sci-fi, because that's basically the level of quality you're going to get. So,
yeah, for sure.
And this Thursday, we're going to go see, me and Gail are going to go see the Wolfman. That looks good.
That's one I want to see that one too.
Yeah, that's the one with that chick from the Ozark.
Yeah, her. You know what it reminds you of? The Quarry. If you ever played the game The Quarry, the one concert girl that you're going to go to her camp, and he ends up getting bit or attacked, and she basically stays with him trying to protect him while he's turning into a werewolf and trying to find a cure.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that this is gonna be the movie, and hopefully it's not where like she has to kill him with silver like that. That's because I'm like,
I don't need that, man. Unless you fantasize about killing your spouse.
No,
Yeah,
of course not.
Might be interesting.
Well, you don't, but she does.
Oh, Gail absolutely does. Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah.
How to get away with murder.
I like. I'm looking over my shoulder like I'm Inspector Clouseau with Kato jumping over. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, you
No,
guys
no,
have a.
wonder-
Oh,
I was gonna say, don't you think there's a reason why she has the cat?
right. I'm gonna go see the Goonies for the first time next week. Hopefully, our theater gets that too. I will be there. I haven't seen it on the big screen since 1985, and that movie just hit me. When that came out, I was 15.
That should be next movie topic. One movie you really would love to see in a theater, and that's it. Or your top 5 lists.
One movie you've never seen in the theater that you want to.
Yeah, you Dalton just do a top 5. He gets 5. Yeah, these are counting down or
I've seen a lot of good movies on the big screen. As far as even classics are concerned.
Well, I was gonna say the 1940s movies.
My thing is, you know what I would like to see, but it would have to be adjusted because even in widescreen, the ratio is not the same as a big theater you would get now. But I would love to see the 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston on a big screen with the proper aperture. I think that would be awesome.
Let's say The Big Sleep and Notorious, all of those older classic movies. North by Northwest would be great.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to show up for the Geeky Puppet Show tomorrow. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
Later.
Alrighty.